Welcome to Heart of the Matter podcast. And we're back for episode number 8. So, welcome again to Heart of the Matter podcast, where we discuss social epidemics that are plaguing our society. So, the things we do discuss are the decline in social morality, fatherlessness, and blended families. So, this is episode 8, and this episode was made by request from one of our viewers. And the actual request was made in regards to episode 6, where we discuss do career women want to be wives? So I'm going to be just diving into this topic, and hopefully some of our viewers will be on so that way we can all discuss it together. I'm sorry. My nose ring. Hopefully you guys can hear me because yeah, let's see. Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me, but let's see. Okay. So hopefully you guys can hear me, and I'm going to just jump right into the topic. Let's see here. Sorry about that, guys. 1 second. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you drop a comment? I'm talking. Can you hear me? Okay, you can't hear me. Okay, good. All right, because I was kind of worried there. Um, so hey sis, I'm waiting on others to join in as well. We talk about this accountability topic. I don't know, but so I'm just gonna say my spiel and dive right in. If you want to add something, you can. On men and accountability. So I don't try to have much to say. Um, because I know we all have our, things, and I'm not trying to put like men and women against each other. That's not what I do. I really just want to um, address issues that we can have a dialogue about and we can become better as a people, as families, and just become better. Um, so my take on men and accountability is really simple. It's it's easy. Like I definitely understand where this question came from. It came from because we were talking a lot about women and the different things that are going on with women today in today's society. And I think the things that are going on today is kind of like stunning for women. So most of the time you don't see women like just doing all kinds of stuff that they're doing now, like, just fighting the men, the aggression. You see the women more of a like a soft role. And it's just reversed. So I think that's why we get a lot of questions about the women these days. Um Oh, okay. Ebony, you said not. No, we are not talking about. Yeah, I know. So I'm just talking about my spiel. It's pretty much the reason why we got here is because a lot of times we're talking about women, and the reason why I think we talk about a lot about women is just because you're seeing a lot of stuff out of the norm, right? The women are working just like the men. The women are pretty much doing the same thing that the men are doing. So a lot of times now it's look awkward when we see a woman, aggressive or being as aggressive as a man. So it looks awkward. But today we're talking about the men and accountability, and why do they always switch the conversation to the women? So if it's about them, it's about them, and I get it. I understand exactly what the point is. How I feel about it is men should be accountable. Um, the Bible, if we go biblical, because we always got to go biblical. I was reading over Genesis when it talks about the men, right? When God created Adam and Eve. And if you noticed in the story when Adam began to talk, when they sinned, right? Eve took the apple. She ate it first. She gave it to her husband. Now he was the husband. He didn't say no. I don't want this apple. He took it and ate the apple, right? And because he ate the apple, that's where the sin came in, right? It didn't happen until he ate it, because the order was given to Adam as the husband to not eat off this tree. Now, the first thing um, Adam said to God, because God, he found, of course, he found them in the garden, they were naked. And the first thing God said to Adam was, why did you eat the apple? Or, what happened? And the first thing Adam said was, well, the woman that you gave me, gave it to me and I ate it. So I just found that very funny that even in the Bible, right, the man pretty much didn't take accountability. Like Adam didn't say, God, I messed up, that he blamed it right on his wife. And it was just funny because I'm like, dang, even in the Bible days, Adam didn't take accountability for what was done. Now, again, the woman did it. I mean, she did it first, right? But it really didn't matter that she did it. It mattered, right? But God gave the order to the man. He didn't give the order to Eve, he gave it to Adam. And because Adam had the order, when he ate from the apple, then their eyes were open. You see, the eyes didn't open when she did it. But when she gave it to him and he did it as well, that's when the eyes were open. And so it's very important that men do take accountability because they're the head, they're the leaders, they're the one that God put in place to for us to submit to. And God made it this way. So it's important that they do take accountability. Why they don't take accountability, I don't know. And I was hoping to have a lot of men on here today to say why it's hard for men to take accountability and why it's already why they divert, things over to the women. Now, I'm not saying women don't are not in the wrong. I believe, we all be wrong. But I understand now. I kind of think the reason why it's more of a woman talk nowadays is because a lot of things is out of the norm. Back in the day, grandmas, you didn't see a lot of grandmas doing the stuff that women do now. And because of that, that's the reason why I think it's become a big topic about women and what they're doing. So Eb, you said it's still early. We're gonna wait. Now I'm gonna try to wait for y'all men. I hope some men join. I ain't seen my brother Tony. He usually be on here. He usually be on here with me talking his stuff. I see you tagging a couple people, but I ain't seen a lot of men join. Now when you get to talking about men, right? Because I think we've bashed men so much, we've like talked about them and just kind of made them feel so low that a lot of men they don't want to hear anything when you're talking about accountability. They don't want to hear it. Like they don't want to hear it because it's so much out here that's just dogging men out. And I get it. It's unfair. And you know, a lot of times, I mean, it's right information, but I think the way that it's sent out is wrong because we need to always mind how we're talking to somebody. Like a lot of times, us as women, we could tell our men that they're wrong, but sometimes we're not going to just say, babe, I just think you're wrong for that. We're going to be going off like, nigga, you was wrong. We're going to be going in on them. And a lot of times, that just, they don't want to receive anything after that. Once we take it there and once we, what I'm saying, like go so hard on them, on their ego, they just don't want to hear it no more. So Ebony, you said lack of respect is one reason they don't. So you're saying lack of respect for us is the reason why they don't want to take accountability? Um, because I don't know if I don't know if I agree with lack of respect. Well, it could be. I believe some men, yes, they do have a lack of respect for women. Because like you got to understand, a lot of men were raised by mothers, single mothers, and the generations just have changed. Like back in the day, you had a mom and a dad in the household, pretty much raising you. So you understood what a man's job was to do. You understood the roles very clearly. But now the lines have been blurred because we have so many single moms in, households. It's only single moms really raising men. And I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I don't believe you can raise a man. I believe you can help train a young boy up if that's what you have to do and do the best that you can. But I do believe that boy still needs some type of male presence in his life to be successful. It's no way I can teach you to be something that I'm not. I can only teach you what I am. I can give you general information, but I can't really teach you. So I think when we talk about the men not having respect for women is because, what they saw growing up. Normally it's just a repeated cycle. And if they didn't see it, they were not taught and trained to respect women. And so this is where we are today. Ebony, you said we have been taught to be quiet as women, so they don't want our opinions. Exactly. Yeah, we have been taught to. Girl, this is hard for me because I can't say I agree all the way with just being quiet. I feel like communication is two-way. It's a two-way street. I feel like we should be able to communicate, and we shouldn't live back in the old days where it's like, the man just talked and the woman just sat there quietly. Now, do I believe there's a time and a place for that to occur? I do. However, I think that, we need to build a mutual respect on, like, listen, if I'm talking, I just want to get my opinion and my point across. Right. I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards you or anything like that. And it's all in, I think, delivery and all in relationship. Because if you don't have your boundaries and stuff set in your relationship, just, it's just anything's gonna go. Um, but I do say with women, we do have to submit to our husbands. It's biblical, it's Bible. And sometimes with submission, you do have to be quiet. I hate to say that, but we do. And I don't be being quiet. So I'll be in trouble with that. But it's crazy that, of course, Eve, let's go back to Genesis. Eve's her punishment, right, was that her husband would rule over her, that she would want to control her husband, but he would rule over her. That's deep. Like, seriously, y'all. When I read that, I was like, and I read this several times, but it's like, when you read things again in the Bible, you get different revelation. But if we understand how we are as women, we do like to control things. I know I can say for myself, I do be trying to control things and run things. And one reason why I do is because I be feeling like I can do this a little bit better. Like, okay, well, I got a better idea. And, that's not really my place to do it, but that's the curse that Eve gave us, that we will always want to control, but we will always still have to submit to our husband. And that's actually a punishment. So, I mean, I'm really assuming that we were all just like the men in the beginning, because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have to submit to the husband. You get what I'm saying? So, Ebony, you said there's more power in silence than submission. There is more power in silence than submission. So, but silence, it is. But silence is actually a form of like abuse, kind of. It is. And I know you may not think it is, but if your partner was just silent with you every time you did something or didn't like what they did, you would actually feel some type of way. And it actually can drive you crazy, honestly. Just being silent. So submission actually has a form of silence to it, because when you are submissive, you're going to be silent because you know what? I'm going to let you have that. I ain't going to even go there. I'm going to let you have it. That's a form of being submissive is silence. But if you just be silent and like, I'm about to give you the silent treatment, to me, that's a form of abuse. And I don't think anybody should do that. Um, so, hey, Tony. Okay, Tony is my bud. Tony is here, so he can chime in. Ebony, you said in silence you're able to listen, is what I mean. Oh, okay, okay, good. Because I know a lot of times we got this silent treatment. I used to, do a lot of stuff. But I had that done to me before too, and I was like, because I like to talk, you can't just be silent. That's gonna drive me crazy. So, but Tony, what do you think about this topic? We have men in accountability. Why, when we want to discuss a topic about the men, why do they always say, oh, well, it's the woman's fault? Why do they blame the woman like Adam did? Like Adam blamed his wife Eve. He said, God, this is the woman you gave me. You gave me this woman. She's the reason why I ate of the tree. So why do you think men have been doing that? And I know we may not figure it out today because this has been happening since the Bible days, and it's still the same. So why do you think, or any men that are on, welcome to the show. If you are on and you have some input, because again, we're just creating good dialogue. We don't hate each other. We love each other. We love our brothers and sisters, our men, women. We're just really trying to create dialogue so we can understand one another, right? Because a lot of things get left out. We just know what social media presents to us and we run with it. So I really want to know from some men, like, why do you believe that when it comes to the men, like that we just, guys don't say anything. You don't, you just, oh, it's that woman you gave me. It was the woman. It was her. It was her. Why don't you say, you know what? I take accountability for what I've done. Okay, waiting on some men. So Ebony, you said not shutting down, but being able to hear, listen when we are quiet. Yeah. Okay, that's good then. So yeah, that's what I agree with that, Ebony. That's what I was saying too. Listening to what your partner has to say is submission. It's just being quiet and listening. Something I'll be working on still. Okay. Now, Rita, I seen you on here. Now you can attest to this. I'll be working on that. I really do. I'm never gonna say I'm all the way perfect. So, do I have any men who wants to chime in and say something about men and accountability? I knew this topic already was gonna be a little because, like I said, I think the trauma with men is because they've been bashed so much. They've been, told they're nothing, told they're not gonna ever be anything that a lot of men just don't want to speak up. They don't even want to even hear it pretty much because of what we've done to them as women. And I can attest and say, I'm guilty because I done said some things too that I shouldn't have said. And Rita be on me like, Sherry, did you say that? I'd be like, I know, right? They pushed me there. But I'm working. God is working on me tremendously. Okay. All right. So, Tony, you said because most men let women set the tone, they control the direction of the relationship. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why did you say that? Because I have a video. Actually, my husband sent this to me. It's a video of this guy. And this is what the guy said. He said the woman, the man sets the atmosphere, but the woman sets the either tone or temperature, right? I wish I had this up here. I started to add it to try to show y'all. But he said again, this is what he said. The man sets the atmosphere, the woman sets the temperature. So without the man setting the proper atmosphere, the woman cannot set a temperature. So what he's saying is that you have to first understand your woman before you can actually set an atmosphere, because if you don't understand her, you don't know how she operates, you don't know what she likes, you don't know what you can say, what you can't say, because you have not gotten an understanding. And I swear it was so deep what he said. I'm like, dang, that's good. So it reminded me of what you said, because most men let women set the tone. They control the direction of the relationship. But the thing is, that's actually should not be that the woman is just controlling the tone. I can see temperature, but the man is supposed to create an atmosphere, like he said. And I think that's what most of the time the man isn't creating the atmosphere. They're just allowing the woman to just set that tone without the proper atmosphere. And if you allow the woman to just set that tone, she's going to just do what she wants, of course. That's why God put the man ahead to set boundaries and to be the one leading, you know. Tony, you said, but at the end of the day, most of the time, it's the man's fault for picking the wrong woman to be with. Say that again. Yeah, I think it's men and women picking the wrong women and wrong men. But I mean, nowadays, can you really pick a right man or woman? Because everybody is so like, the same, not the same, but everybody is so drenched with social media thinking and doing things the way, we see on TV, the reality shows, that our thinking is so conditioned that is really hard to say pick the right one, because you think you got the right one and then you find out that it's not the right one, it's the wrong one. So it's like what you have to do is whatever one you're with is make up in your mind that, listen, I'm just going to make this the right one and make it work. That's my thought. That's my thought. What do you guys think? Uh-oh. I'm trying to adjust this light so it won't be on my thing. But yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. Ebony said men choose women who aren't aligned with their purpose. Yes. Oh my God, but yes, you're right. You're right about that. You're right. I'm about to drop the mic. Why are y'all choosing women that are not aligned to your purpose? Could it be that you guys don't know your purpose? Ding, 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 ding. Where my bell at? But I think that's the reason because you wouldn't choose a woman, right? If you knew your purpose, you wouldn't choose the wrong woman. And I'm not saying mistakes don't happen, but you would know what your purpose is. You're going to choose a help meet to help you get to your purpose. That's the whole point of choosing a certain woman. Mm, 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 mm. I don't know why this light on my side. So you, Tony, you said, well, we good enough to have kids with, but not good enough to marry. Oh my goodness. No. Well, actually, that's true, Tony. I'm sorry to say it. But I see this a lot in society. It is true. It's not true, like it's factual or nothing, but I'm saying like I am seeing that a lot of times a woman will like women will just have kids by a man and be like, they just probably want a baby because that's what you do. You have kids as a woman, and so it's a natural desire. And then they don't want the man. I've seen this several times. It's like, I don't care. I got my baby. I go about my business. And it is wrong. But you can't say that you're not good enough to marry, right? Because normally the man does the chasing, the man does the, hey, I want you to be my wife. He who finds a wife, right? So it's really not on the woman, it's on the man totally. And this is, I guess, what Ebony's saying. Like, we can't, you really have to examine yourself and say, you know what am I doing? Did I pick the wrong woman? If I did, how can I set the atmosphere better for her so she can be the woman she needs to be? You have to study your woman because again, you're supposed to make her to be what you want her to be. This is Bible, like seriously. I know y'all, some of y'all may not believe in that, but honestly, you wash her, right? You present her to yourself after you've made her what you want her to be, and then you look back and say, you know what? That's my woman. I did that. That's what a man does. But a lot of men don't understand that that's his duty. They want the woman to come already like this. Oh, she should already have all this together. She should already have all her stuff together. No, that's not the case because that's not how God created women to be or men. Men, you're supposed to you know what I'm saying, want to create the woman that's suitable for you. Of course you need to pick right. We all need to pick right. But it's your responsibility as the man to cultivate that woman to what you need her to be. Like the command is given to you, like honestly, because you got to understand if the marriage or if a relationship or whatever, usually a marriage is more legal grounds, but if that fails, really both are at fault. But guess what? God is really holding the husband more so because he is the head and he gave the order to you, just like in Adam and Eve situation. So we can't really blame the woman. We can blame the woman and hold her accountable, right? But the men have to stand up and say, you know what, I messed up too. This is why it's not going the way it needs to go. Um, Ebony, you said that they don't know their purpose and they lead with sex. Dang, she's going for the gusto. Oh yeah, I think that's true. It's definitely true. They don't know their purpose because most of the time, men's the purpose. If you don't really know God, I don't think you're gonna know your purpose. Let me just put it that way. I just gotta say what it is. You can't really know your purpose if you don't know God for yourself. It's just that's what it is. Can you hear me now? You said I'm paused. I'm sick of this. Can y'all hear me now? But yeah, if you don't know God, again, you won't know your purpose. I'm gonna say that for the third time. And of course you won't know how to lead other than sex, right? Because that's something you guys will have in agreement. That's all you're gonna have. Um, Tony, that's the environment men have created. Oh, okay, you're talking to Tony. You said Ebony is saying, Tony, that's the environment you guys have created. So you guys have created the environment that women now see you good enough to have kids with them and not good enough to marry, which I think that's what she's saying. Tony, you said most modern women from the age of 20 to 40 are not trying to be married. And this is actually where the topic stem from. This topic is because we were talking about modern women who don't want to be wives. Um, Now, I do want to ask though. Why do you say they're not trying to be married, Tony? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Am I frozen still? Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? Because I know Eb, you said I'm frozen, so I don't know if it's you or me. I think it could be. If not, if you can see me, say something, drop a comment. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, right. I don't know. Do we have any more men in the chat that wants to address or say anything? Again, we're just trying to create dialogue. We're not trying to beat anybody up. We're not trying to blame you and point any fingers. We're just really trying to create a dialogue. So I only see Tony commenting. It's a few people on here, and I don't know. Maybe they're all women. Um, I wish my co-host was able to join. He's at work, so he's not able to join right now. But okay, so we may have to continue this on part two of men and accountability. But so far, we got that men don't take accountability because we let a lot of times they let the women. Tony said he outnumbered. You are, or less. It's some men on here that don't want to speak up. Maybe they don't want to say anything. I understand. But so far, I'm just going to go off of what Tony said. Um, the men are not taking accountability because they are picking the wrong women, and then they are also allowing the woman to set the tone, and so they're controlling the direction of the relationship. That's the reason why um, men are not taking accountability. And again, those maybe are some good reasons why, but they're totally wrong because you should not be letting the woman control the atmosphere. You should be setting the atmosphere. Hey, babe, this is my plan. This is my goal. This is what I got to do. And how can you help me? You got to look at that woman to see, like, how can this woman really help me to get to where I need to go? Does she have the qualities that I need? But see, like Eb said, a lot of times men lead with sex. It's just about sleeping with somebody, and the outside will fool you. You'll think like, oh, okay, she's a baddie. She got this, her butt big and all this, and she's pretty, but nothing's inside. And because there's nothing inside, there's no substance, and that's what you need. You don't need just the outward appearance. You need the inside. Tony, you said it's a lot of masculine energy at this day and age. It is. I agree with that. I can agree that women, the roles have been reversed. I think Ashley said this before. The roles have been reversed. It's really scripture like that this would happen, but the women act more masculine and men act more feminine. And that could be the reason why you're seeing the shift of the men acting, not taking accountability, not setting the atmosphere, not doing these things because they're more playing the women's role. They don't have the jobs nowadays. Not saying they all of them, not everybody. This is not inclusive to all men. There are some really great men out here. But I'm just saying a lot of them don't. They depend on the woman to provide. So if you're depending on the woman to provide most of everything, how can you expect the woman to, you know, just even respect you? I mean, she should at the end of the day because that's what you're supposed to do. It's the right thing. But men have to think about these things as well. Now, I get if you're building with someone, that's different. You guys are building. Misha, you said it's because the men are not taught how. So how can a man do something they wasn't taught? So they go to what's easy. Exactly. Yeah, and we talked about that. A lot of this is the men being raised, I believe, by single mothers. And no, not a knock to single moms. I understand, women get divorced and things happen. But again, when you only have to, you're not taught because again, a mom doesn't know how to be a man, no matter how you slice it. When you're not taught how to actually deal with a woman, and then just so many things that we're not taught in relationships, then it's crazy. It's just the way these men end up, or the men end up. I'm not trying to say it in a negative way. Um, Glenn E. Hi, Glenn E. I think he put a smirk on here. Eb said, I'm trying, Tony. Oh, Tony said, are women ready to lead? Ooh, okay. Eb said, Tony, what is masculine energy to you? Um, Are women ready to lead? You better not ask that question, Tony, because I'm sure women are ready to lead. And I'm not saying it is right. But I mean, if they're single, then they have to lead their home. But I'm saying that we know the proper order. However, this is why you got to be a good leader if you don't want the woman to, to step up to that, because again, that's our curse that we're going to want to do that. So Ashley, you said, how about we tired of being the lead? Ebony said, we've already been leading. Tony, you said, true, we learned it on the fly. We didn't have fathers to teach us. Right. I get it. I understand that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you didn't have a father, see, if you didn't have a father, why not go get a father figure? And I guess I'm thinking like that because maybe I'm a woman, but I don't know. Why do men not think like, you know what? I didn't have a dad. Let me try to find somebody who is like a mentor that I can sit under and learn. I just don't know. Do you guys think like that? Because I'm a woman. That's how I would think. Like, you know what? I need help. Let me go get a book. Let me read. Let me study. Glenn E, you said to be led. He meant lead. Oh, my bad if I read something wrong. Let's see. I don't know what I read wrong, but okay. Are women ready to be led? I'm sorry. Look, he said lead. He said lead. I'm like, we ready to lead. No, okay. Are women ready to be led? Okay. Since you asked that question, I must answer. Not all women are ready to be led. No, no. I can say no. And you know why? Because again, it goes both ways. Women have not been taught that. And like I can say for myself, right? My parents, my stepmom, I always seen her like being the, how can I put this? The more aggressive one. You get what I'm saying? The more leading or dominant one. So, I mean, it's kind of hard when you're the dominant person to be following somebody, or just seeing that. Let me see. Okay, am I frozen, guys? I hope I'm not frozen. Let me see. I hope you guys can hear me. So you want Glenn, do you want to come on to talk? I see Ebony saying add him to the conversation. Add to the conversation. So, Misha, you said you're ready to be led. Is something you're willing to do. Okay, Glenn E. Lee I had a father, so I'm not sure what's being spoken about. Okay. If the right man is leading, then yes. Okay. Mishi said, okay. So it's a lot of different conversations going on. I think Glenn Lee got in on a tail conversation. Those were the things we mentioned was the things that, the men or whoever was on was saying that this is the reason why, men are not taking accountability. Okay, so let me see. Glenn, I can try to, I don't know if let me see. Because I need to send you a link. Let me see if I can find you. Glenn E. Lee. Hold on? Do you want to come on first? Let me make sure. Would you like to come on if I can get you at it? I'm gonna send you a link, either like to your probably messenger. I'll try to have to find you. I'll try to find you. If you want to come on, I can try to look for you. Okay, he says sure. Yeah, one of Ebony is saying that you'll be a good person to come on and talk. So let me see if I can find you on here. Just 1 second, guys. Come up. Okay. What's your name again? Glenn Ely. Okay, I'm not finding you. It may not send it because these are all my friends. Hold on 1 second. Let me try to find your Facebook. Okay. Okay, so I just added you and Okay, I just sent you a link. Okay. Hey, Jabbar, and hey to everybody who's on. So just to recap, I'm sending a link to one of the viewers or listeners to jump in, just so we can have more dialogue from men. Tony gave some good reasons why he believes um, the men are not taking accountability. Okay, Glenn, you have to click on that link. Oh, I think it's coming to my phone. You have to click on that link and it's gonna bring you into like the background. See, I don't know. Hold on one if I can accept it. It's gonna be on my stuff. Okay, Glenn, Lee, if you're trying to get on still, click on the link. It's gonna take you to like it'll take you to the background of my screen. Ebony, you want to be added to? Okay, y'all, hold on one second. Let me send you a link too. So Glenn, let me know if you can get in. So once you click on you to I'm gonna have to get a number. Get a number where y'all can I see you calling. Okay, I got you on here, but I'm trying to put you on. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Is there a way you can click the link because what's happening is you're on a whole nother screen completely from the show. So click on the link and then it's gonna take you. Ebony, I sent you a link as well. So when you click on it, it's gonna automatically take you to the browser. You have to click on that link. Okay. Well, hold on, wait. Can y'all hear him? Let me know if y'all can hear him because I don't know if y'all can or not. I'm about to ask now to see if somebody can tell me if they can hear you. Okay, they said no. Okay, so you're gonna have to click on that link. Go ahead and disconnect here and click on that link for me. Okay, thanks. Okay, Eb, did you get the link? Jabbar, I see you're on. Do you have anything to say about this conversation? Why men in accountability? And we're not here to beat men up. We love our men. We love our women. This is black love. We just trying to get better. That's all. We're just trying to get better. Yeah, Eb. So Eb, you're gonna have to check your messages. Yeah, because it's going to your messenger. Your messenger. Okay, I'm waiting on Glenn E to try to log in or Eb because these two people have something to say. Now, this is why my podcast is different. So if you want to join and just jump on and say something, I'll let you do that. See? But I really want to get it to where you guys can call in. There is a way to do that, and I did have a number, so I'm going to try to do that next week. Okay, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Okay, Jabbar, you said you're late. Okay, so we're just talking about why men don't take accountability for themselves, right? So why, if we're talking about a conversation, why do men? Oh God, can you hear me now? Did I freeze? Am I frozen? Okay, let me know if you can hear me now because I see people leaving. But again, we're discussing if you why men don't take accountability. So why do they always blame the woman and say, you know what, well, it's her fault instead of saying, you know what, I'm the man, I'm the head, I need to take responsibility for what I'm doing or what the family's doing. Because ultimately you are responsible for the whole family. Doesn't matter what happens, doesn't matter what they do or don't do, what you're responsible. And that's the way God sets it up. So you might as well just do the best you can whether or not she's doing it or not. But both of us, we both have responsibilities. Um, okay, Misha, you can hear. So maybe it's everybody's internet. So yeah, like I said, this is just to create a dialogue. I don't condone like just bashing men and, saying things to them just nasty. And a lot of times I know the respect has gone for our men. We don't really have a lot of respect for men anymore because they're not doing the same things that were being done before. I believe that's the case. But so the take until I get someone else added, I'm waiting on Eb and Glenn to see if they can get on the show. If not, okay, she said she's trying. I don't know. Y'all do this to me every time I go over to like almost an hour waiting on people because people want to join. I don't know what happened to Mr. Glenn. Is he still here? It said it's not allowing you. Oh, what is it saying? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get this number. What is my Google number? I got a Google number that I did download. Is this my Google number? Where do you find your Google number at, y'all? Anybody know? I forgot. Go through Safari and do what after I get to Safari? Well, I mean, what's the app that Google number is under? Oh, it's voice. Here it is. It's voice. Okay. Dial. I think you guys can dial. How do I find my number now? It's saying for me to go through Safari. Hold on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to call. What's my I'm about to try to call to get my number. So that way you guys can just call in on the number. Because that way, because I do have it set up. I just never used it. But and you might have an Android, so you can't go through Safari. Are you getting a call, babe? Let me try to call my son. He might know. I'm here, but you are frozen. Am I frozen now? Can you guys hear and see me? Hi, Nick Stanton. Thanks for joining. Do you have anything to say about the topic while we're on? Okay, good. Anybody know how I find my number? Okay, well, okay, so the topic is men and accountability. The topic is why don't men take accountability for the things they do? So when we talk about women and the things they do, right? Or if I mean, it stemmed from that topic. So we're talking about men who, if you talk to them, right, they always blame like the woman, like, well, it's her fault. It's the woman's fault. We're talking about why do men do that? Like, why don't they take accountability and say, you know what, I'm the man. I'm supposed to stand up and, be the face in this relationship, and take accountability for what goes wrong or right. So that's the topic. Okay, Glenn, you couldn't get in. 1 second. Do do you have anything to say about that? Anybody know how to find my Google number? I don't know what it is. Oh, Google Voice number. It's Google Voice number. My bad. Okay, hold on. I think I got it. 3 lines. And Eb, you couldn't get in either? Okay, here's my number, guys. I got it. 810 689 4807. So if you want to join in, dial 810 689 4807, and let's see if you can get through. So dial that number, Eb, and see if you can get through. 810 689 4807. So I put it in the chat. Yeah, I see Nick. I see Nick is on here. And he said, okay. So Nick said it's a masculine thing where most men stand their ground, right or wrong. Oh, okay. So it's ego. Okay, that makes sense. But like we discussed, right? I understand that where you stand your ground, but that's where I think that's where Ebony's asking. Like, I understand you stand your ground regardless, but if you're going to be accountable, why, so meaning even if you're wrong, you're not going to be accountable for it. You're just going to still say you're right. That's going to make things worse. It's not going to. So any answers to that, Nick? I'm waiting on you guys to respond. Settings. Okay, so has anybody tried to call the number? Okay, so has anybody tried to call the number 810 689 4807 if you want to call in? 4807. Okay, so let's see. Nick, you said, well, it depends on their setting in public or private because most women like to confront a man in public space. Mm. Okay, I agree with that. We do got to learn how to not say certain things in public. So I get that. I get that. But even if she does, I mean, yeah. See, again, we back on the women again. How we get back on the women? This is all about the men show. Misha, you said mental health plays a big role in how a man takes accountability. Let me see, Eb. Hold on, Eb. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get my thing. I don't know what's going on. Your role is not discovered. Tech role in device set Bluetooth settings. Okay. Okay. Anybody? Misha, Ebony, you can try to call back in. I think you tried to call. I got it connected now, so y'all should be able to hear. Okay, try to call again. Oh, okay. Glenn got on. All right, let me add him. Hey Glenn, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so yeah, what did you have to say about this topic?
The whole accountability thing is. Let me try to find my my headphones. What I'm always saying is, as far as accountability, I don't think the women hold. I don't think the women are accountable. I think it's the other way around. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think I
To
can.
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail,
Hold on
press
1
2.
second. Ebony. Hello? Okay, that's not working for some reason. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. I think the problem is that I think it's being looked at in the wrong way. I'll be 49 soon. Some of the ways that our parents did, I don't know how old you are. How old are you?
I just turned 39.
Okay. So we're 10 years apart. I'm not sure if you came up in a 2-family home.
I did. I'm so sorry. Somebody's trying to call in, but I don't know how it's not letting her. Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Okay, 1 second. It's pulling this right here. Hello?
Jerry?
Okay. Can you guys hear Eb? Can you hear Eb, Glenn?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Okay,
Can't
so
see y'all though. Can y'all see me?
we can't see you because you didn't join the other way. Remember, I sent you the link. So this way you can only talk and we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So let me do that and because I want to see y'all. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, so go ahead. You can finish what you were saying, Glenn.
We're in a different time. We're in a everything is all discombobulated. It's not what it was. The women today on the spectrum, I always say women and men on the spectrum. I had to start adding that because every man's not the same, every woman's not the same. For instance, a young lady said to me the other day, if a man gives a woman his check, that's what he's supposed to do. But if a woman gives a man her check, he's a pimp. I said, whoa, wait. I said, let me get this straight. So I should go out and work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Okay. And I'm supposed to come and give you my check. And that seems okay. But if I say, well, no, let's do it this way. You go out and work and you give me your check. I'll make sure everything's taken care of. I'm a pimp. The man's a pimp. My father used to bring my mother the money.
Mm-hmm.
That was the way it was.
Right.
I don't do it that way. I would never do it that way
because
I've tried that way.
Okay.
The money got spent.
Right.
Did you take care of such and such? Now I gotta go out and do some other shit to get the money, and I'm not doing that. I would never take my hard-earned money and put it in a woman's hand and say, hey, make sure the bills and stuff get taken care of. Those days are gone. We're not doing that, because when I say, where's that money at? She's not gonna hold herself accountable for the situation she's put the family in. She's gonna look for me to lead and make sure that I go out and replace that money, because the lights got to stay on. The food, it's got to be food in the refrigerator. There's some other things. A woman will say flat out, meeting you. She's asking you, do you work? Do you do this? What's your you got 401k? She's going down the gamut of things that a man is supposed to do and to have. She'll tell you flat out, well, I don't cook. And if you look, I don't cook, and I'm not a slave. You're like, what? I'm like, what? You don't cook and you're not a slave. So,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Ebony.
To accept.
Okay. So once he gets done with his topic, I want to ask him a question. Then I'm gonna let you talk as well. Okay.
So what
topic? That's why I wanted to speak to.
Right.
That's why I wanted to speak.
Yeah, I know. Right. I know. That's what
the topic is, accountability. I know what the topic. I know what the topic is.
She's saying.
It's accountability for men.
Right.
what I know what the topic is.
Okay, so hold on, wait, guys. Hold on. I think I get what he's saying. So what he's saying is that the reason why he's saying he doesn't, I guess, is because when he did do it that way, a lot of times he got taken advantage of, and
Yes.
the woman didn't do her part. So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be, So I get what he's saying, and that's because he already had a bad experience, right?
Yes.
But
And
not
I tried it. I tried it the one way.
right.
Oh, that was a horrible decision. And you don't get stung in the same hole twice.
But you know what? That's what someone said, that it's also a choice of women, because this is what somebody said on here, is that men pick the wrong woman and they expect certain things from them when you pick that woman. So you should have known that, hey, she's not going to cook. She's not going to do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on the flip side, if you want to do, hey, she got to go to work like you can't expect her to do everything that a traditional woman would do. It doesn't work that way.
Can
And
I add, because the thing is this. My situation hasn't been like everybody's situation. Okay. I raised my kids. The woman wasn't around.
okay.
I raised my kids. I had to work. That chiming is crazy. I had to work. I had to come home. I had to help with schoolwork. I had to cook. So I still work the same shift that I was working when my kids were young. I work at 2:30 a.m. in the morning to 11 a.m.
Okay.
Because I wanted to make sure I got home. That chime is loud.
I'm sorry. I know, and it's because I got okay. What I'm gonna do, right? Let me go ahead and let Eb say something, because I let you say, we understand where you're coming from. So, Eb, can you hear me? Are you on?
No, I can hear you.
Okay,
Can
go
you
ahead
hear
and
me?
talk. Can you guys hear her? You hear her?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what my my point of asking you to ask the questions, because we're all off topic, and I know you
Yeah.
started that so people can come in, Sherry, because we didn't have anybody on the live. So the topic is for everybody, men and accountability. And the reason why that I brought the topic up is because I want to have a conversation where men are held accountable without blaming women. That's it. We're going all off topic. We're totally off topic. I
Okay.
want to have a conversation where we bring
I think it's all the same topic.
scenario, for example. Hold on one second, please, Glenn. We bring up a scenario, for example, and we talk about men in their role and their accountability without saying, okay, I did this because of she did that. So that's the point of my question, and
Right.
that's the point of the topic. We're totally off topic.
Okay, so you were expecting men.
Mhm. I'll give an example
Go ahead.
to where what I mean.
Okay.
So we know that women were created emotional and men were created with logic.
Right.
So oftentimes what men do is, I'm giving the example of these when men say sex is sex. Oftentimes what they do is they'll say sex is sex, but they'll go in, they'll have sex with this woman unprotected, unwanted pregnancy, you know what I'm saying, maybe diseases or whatever. But then they put the responsibility on the woman and say, hey, on birth control, or she could have asked me to use a condom when, sir, why didn't you use a condom? Because this is your life as well. Your life,
Right.
This is your life as well. So that's just one example that I'm trying to use. I don't want to talk about women at all.
It's going to be hard. So, Eb, it's going to be hard not to talk about women, because you got to understand, right? It takes two people to do anything, right? And so I get what you're saying. Like, the man could have he's supposed to have a condom or whatever too, right? But also, right, it's two people in it. So we can't just say, okay, the man, you need to be accountable. Why you holding me? Well, you could have did it too,
No.
you know?
I'm not saying that, Sherry. I'm not saying that we're not holding women accountable. I'm saying this conversation today is strictly speaking of
Yeah.
men.
But you know
We can
what's
have
gonna
a
it's not
conversation
gonna
tomorrow speaking
Don't work.
strictly of women.
I get what you're saying, Ed, but you know what? It's not gonna work. You know why? Because every conversation you have, it's like a big picture, right? You can't get the full conversation with just half of it, and half of it is men and accountability, right? So in order to understand the full circle of things, we have to have the full conversation, and that's why sometimes women are getting brung up because we're asking men in accountability, why aren't you guys not taking accountability for yourselves, right? And I get they are saying, okay, well, it's the woman again. And again, I get that's wrong. But then some people did say that they chose wrong. They chose the wrong mate. So that's accountability to me there. If you say, you know what, I chose the wrong person, just like Glenn, he did say the first time, she didn't do this, I messed up. So that to me is accountability. But it's really hard to have this conversation without the full circle of everything. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen.
I'm glad you said that because I've said that to her as well. You have to have the full conversation. It can't be one-sided.
Yeah.
To get full clarity.
It's not one-sided. It's not one-sided. We're just talking about this specific topic today. And to another day, tomorrow we can talk about. But okay, I'm listening.
I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying.
So then we're going to be. I have accepted we're going to be off topic.
No, we're on topic.
It's all on topic though, Ebony.
Okay, so listen, Jabbar said this.
What I'm speaking of, or what I'm trying to explain is we're not on topic.
Okay.
I'm listening, and we can continue with the conversation.
She on here. She is. Okay, so Jabbar is saying women let men off the hook from accountability. That's why. So that was a good that was a good one that he said. So he's saying that we as women let the men off the hook from accountability. And so that's why they don't feel like they have to take accountability because you don't hold them responsible.
So is that not placing the blame back on the woman? Is that not? I'm asking a question.
Let me ask this question. Just to whose fault is it? If the woman doesn't hold the man accountable for his actions, whose fault is that? The man's fault? Or is that the woman's fault? This is the woman's fault. In that particular instance, and it would be the same way if a man lets a woman just run all over him. Whose fault is that? It's his fault. It's not the woman's fault. He needs to change something. He needs to redirect. He needs to get out of that relationship. He needs to put his foot down. Whatever it is that he needs to do. Similarly, when you brought up the situation about pregnancy, I don't believe any pregnancy is a mistake. People say, "Oh, that was my mistake, child." No, you're a grown ass woman. He's a grown ass man. You could have taken birth control. He could have worn a condom. You didn't have him wear a condom. You do know how kids are brought into existence, right? So take accountability for your shit. You laid down with that man without a condom. Don't then get pregnant and say, "Oh, he should have wore a condom. He should have been more of a man." No, you should have protected yourself.
So what about the man too, right?
No, but I'm speaking about both.
The man saying, because often I'm talking about the blame game. The man saying, "Hey, you knew it was just sex. So why would you do A, B, and C? Why wouldn't you force me to?" Where does the man take accountability when he says, you knew what this was, you knew it was just sex, so why would you get pregnant? Where is the man's accountability in that conversation?
Well, if that is a situation, that's a dumbass conversation that woman is having with that man. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, she didn't grab his penis and put a condom on it. And she didn't tell him, "Hey, you can't enter into my womb or my vagina without a condom.
Right, but I
She
get
she
Clearly,
laid.
is that?
no,
Let
I
me
get what
ask
you're
you a
saying, Eb.
question. Is that blaming women? Is that
Yeah,
It's
is
no,
not
that
blame. It's
putting
not
it in on
blaming.
women?
It's not
I'm
blaming.
saying you're still talking about the woman. What
Oh
right.
is
my
the
So
God.
man's
so
accountability?
she,
That's
yeah.
my
So she's
point. That's
saying,
what my
right.
point is.
I'm
You,
gonna
you
tell you
still
what
you keep
I'm gonna tell you
you
what the
keep
accountability
referring
for
to
the
the
I'm
woman.
gonna tell you
Tell
what
me
the
what the
accountability
man's
for the man should have
accountability is.
been. I'm gonna tell you what the accountability for the man should have
So
been.
not should have been is.
No, with the
So in that conversation, so
accountability for the man should have been, don't even have sex with her at all. How about that?
Okay.
okay, so
Just
that
Okay.
I shouldn't
don't
have played with her. Right.
Excuse me.
talk to her, see
Yeah.
where her head is, see where her brain is. If she's seen it, because everything that glitter ain't gold.
Right. We talked
You
about
don't have to. Men don't have to sleep with every woman that come
exactly.
across that come in its path. So sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but like I've said, and I'll say it again, who's stopping women from having sex with Future? They know his track record. I think some women be like, oh man, I'm gonna try him out due to the fact he got all these babies and all these women.
Right.
That's a particular type of woman on the spectrum. You got women like that. It could be the money, it could be whatever it is. I don't know. I don't care. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I can't then go check him and say, hey man, you should wear condoms.
So
And
I'm gonna read. Nick said it takes two, but don't put your trust of pregnancy in just a man because a man should be on because a woman should be on birth control. Men have a loose cannon because some men just walk away. I don't understand the last part, but
So is that holding in that comment, Sherry? Is that holding men or women or both
it's still
accountable in
put
your opinion?
it's I mean to me that's more putting it on the woman because it's saying he said men have a loose cannon. What I don't know what a loose cannon means.
Lack of self control is probably
Oh,
what he
okay. So he's
means.
trying to say,
Lack
okay.
of self control
Well,
because
see, that's not accountability then, because you have a lack of self control. That's you know what I'm saying. That's your issue. You need to fix that.
yeah.
You know, and that's I think.
let me ask a true question, a simple question. Have you ever been in a situation where you got ready to have intercourse with a woman, and I'm speaking for the men, and you didn't have a condom, and y'all sat there and debated over it. Of course, the man gonna say my pullout game's strong, and the woman might say, you know what? Just make sure you pull out.
Okay. I'm doing.
Hold on. I'm not done yet. I'm not done
Yep.
yet.
Yeah.
Now, how many times, honestly, has the woman been in that situation and she said, "Come on, man, come on with it."
Yeah, that didn't happen. But
Okay, hold on.
why
Now
does the
at
men?
that, no. So let's slow down. Let's be slowing this tape down. At that point, who's accountable?
Both
When
at that point.
no. I didn't. No. If she doesn't want to bring a child into this world, he done already said, "Hey, I ain't got no condom."
He should have said more than he
He
ain't got
should
no
have kept.
condom.
Yeah.
He
We
should be like, I'm out of here. Let me go. Like,
hold on. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
But isn't that
He
is that
coulda, shoulda,
again,
woulda.
is that a form of lack
Slow.
of self control?
Hold on. This is not blame. I'm
No,
not
I'm asking
blaming
a
anybody.
question. Is
I'm
that
not.
a form? I didn't. No, I didn't say you were blaming anyone. I'm asking a question. Is that a form of lack of self control because he told her he didn't have a condom, and she was with it, but he still went in knowing the consequences. Yes, they both knew the consequences. Yes, he told her up front. But my point is, if he then does that and she gets pregnant, he can't just put it all on her. Is my point. And oftentimes that's what men do. That's
right.
what I mean about men and accountability.
Okay. When it
It's
comes
proven,
now, when it
it's been
comes to
proven in this conversation right here because you and Nick said it several times. The woman back is always back to the woman,
oh
but
my
I
God,
never heard anything
Ebony,
from men's accountability.
sweetheart, do you ever be listening? We're having a conversation. This is not a blame game. What I'm trying to say is the woman has to have some self-restraint as well, and the man has to have some self-restraint. He ain't got to fuck every woman that comes across his path, and the woman should have some understanding. If this man, like old boy said, loses control inside of me, and he busts inside of me, if I'm fertile, I'm gonna have a baby. You know what? We should forego this situation. I'm hot and bothered just like you. You don't have a condom, and I don't have any on hand, and I'm not on birth control. Good night. I love you. Good night. Go home, nigga.
Right. Go
That's
home.
it. That's done. But I asked the question for a reason, Ebony. How many times have you two been in a situation where he didn't have a condom and you said, you know what, you big strapping man, come on, I'm hot and bothered. I want what you got, and y'all did it. Guess what? Both of you now are accountable for your own actions, and if you get pregnant, it's going to depend on what type of man he is, how he's going to react to the call, the text, and now today's the text, uh, the pop up, knock on the door, hey, I'm late or whatever. Now you about to see with this man who you chose, and he gonna see that woman who he chose. Now it's gonna be a big reveal now. Who a man and who's a woman? But at that point when he said he didn't have a condom, that was the end. That was the end of any interaction with that man that night. I don't care how much it was quivering and soaking wet. I don't care how hard he was. Listen, John, not tonight.
Okay, so I get that, right? But you as a leader, as the man is a leader, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be the head of things. You know, the man didn't think to say, you know what, let me not make that dumb decision, because men think logical, women think with their emotions. I'm just playing the other side. But so you got to understand how we set up. Women are going to think emotional. Men, you supposed to be the logic one. Like, listen, if we do this, then it's possible she can get pregnant. I can't afford a baby right now. That's your logical thinking.
So the accountability in that instance, you're putting all the accountability in that man's court. It's
Well,
gonna be hold on. I didn't finish. It's going to be based on what type of man is he. Did you pick wrong? Did you pick right? You rolling the dice at this point. What's your name?
Sherry.
Sherry.
Sherry J. Yes.
Okay. At this point, Sherry, you rolling the dice. At that point, Ebony, you've rolled the dice, and sometimes you come up craps, and sometimes, guess what? You hit a 7. Who knows? But if you hadn't vetted the individual, we don't even vet the men or the women.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a problem with so it's so many caveats to all of this. If you came up in a single parent home,
right.
If you came up in a 2-family home,
right.
what kind of man your father was with your mother? What kind of woman your mother was with the father?
Yep.
Well, how was the grandparents? Did if you did come up in a household with the woman, was she your daddy ain't shit, or was she saying, you know what, your dad, he may be who he is, but guess what, he's still your father, and you have to respect him.
Right.
You don't disrespect that man. And she go in the room, motherfuck him, he's a dick, and whatever she says in that room. But when she's talking to those children, she's not belittling him and making that man look less than, because now it's dependent upon what type of environment were you in and what type of upbringing did you have. You got people who come up in really good environments, they be total dicks. They go out there and make a slew of kids, don't take care of none of them. But then you have people who come from impoverished situations and they make children and they take care of all of them.
But you know what? Not to cut you, I think that is a personal choice. Like you said, some people come from a good home and don't. At that point, it's all personal choices. But like you said, a lot of times it's affected by your raising. Did you see, what you saw in the household? Because again, you only learn and know from what you saw. That's your first teaching of anything. So if all you're seeing is, like you said, the mom doing this or the dad beating a woman or whatever, this is what you're going to do, and you can't do anything else. So I think,
for instance, Sherry, for instance, like if I'm talking to a young lady, right, and I'm cognizant of her, I'm getting to know her, and I'm seeing some things about her. She believes in her mind, this is a scenario, she believes that to get close to a man, she has to have sex with him. The first thing I'm gonna do is say, does she have any sexual trauma? Let me dig a little deeper. Was she touched by her uncles? And so I might ask her. So has anybody ever raped you or touched you? And if she tells me yes, you have to have the right type of mind to even deal with that type of situation. You
Right.
understand? You understand what I'm saying? So once again, it's going to be dependent on the man and his reasoning. Is he logical? He might not be logical. He might not even be a man. He just might be he might have the physicality of a man, but he has a boy mind. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So when we're talking about all this man, woman, who dating who and who ain't dating who and why is she like this and why she, I really try to get to the
The root.
brass tacks, as they say. I want to get to the bottom line. Who is this individual? I need to know who I'm talking to. You understand what I'm saying? Because then I'll decide if this is the individual I need to share space and time with.
Right.
You understand? So I think men are taking accountability. Men, boys, not so much.
Okay.
Man children, not so much.
Right.
You
Right.
understand?
Exactly.
So I tell women all the time, well, if you got a problem with those type of men, you need to go talk to those type of men, because I can't have this conversation with you because I happen to not be that type of man. But I can speak to you about the different types of men that you probably encountered and what you should have done versus what you actually did. Because if you had sex with this man, that's on you.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? And I get what you say. So it's a difference between men and then, like
Hmm.
you said, just a man child, or just somebody who has the genitals, but they're not really, they haven't matured to be a
They're
man.
not mature. They haven't developed into
So
men yet.
So normally, if you're dealing with someone who isn't a man yet, then you're going to deal with a lot more less accountability. But somebody
Yes.
who is a grown man normally is going to be accountable because these are the characteristics that you developed as a man.
Yes.
And so, are you still on? Does that kind of
Yes,
make
I'm
more sense?
listening.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so I think that makes sense. Does that make more sense to you? Because to me, I think we should be saying more about grown boys or grown, men that are not really mature yet. So I think most mature men, and if you see a mature man, but I know Ebony, you a little bit older than me, so you dealing with some men that's older and they may not be mature either. So, but I think that's what it boils down to, is that the maturity is just lacking in society, period, like with men and women. But because men are the sole providers, or, they're leaders, they have to mature. If you don't mature, then, what I'm saying, it's going to bring on irresponsibility, no accountability, all this stuff, because there's no maturity. So that's a big thing. That's a
So
good thing to say.
so what happens is, in many instances, you'll have men meeting immature minded women,
Right.
and then you'll have women meeting immature minded men. You just need to change your pool.
Right. Can you go back in the light for me? It's better because it's like
Oh,
you can't
yeah.
see.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in I get exactly what you're saying. Like, you have to pick, and this is what I think Tony said, that you have to pick right, you pick smart, because again, whoever you're dating, you're gonna be held accountable for their actions. But
We get duds all the time, though, Sherry. Like,
yeah,
I've gotten to the point after my last marriage. Um, I didn't talk nasty about her. I didn't. I went through whatever I went through. I did a lot of self reflection. I said, okay, I could have done a lot more in this direction or that direction. I didn't belittle her to the kids. Matter
right,
of fact, I said, hey, that's your mother. I don't give a damn what she did. You have to respect your mother. I can go in the bedroom and say this bitch this bitch that. They
right,
can't do that. You understand? So, and we're cool. We get on the phone and talk for hours.
and
And she
that's
did,
accountability.
and she did me,
Mhm.
and she's remarried and the whole nine. And me and the husband, we're not friends, but he ain't coming to the barbecue, But we can have conversations because they have two children. She has two children with the new guy.
Okay,
And what I said to them was, hey, we can all do this. We don't have to be arguing and fighting and fussing and cussing at each other, because what I said to them, they don't need to see us at odds. You understand? So now I'm in a place where I choose very wisely. I can look at a woman and be like, damn, she fine as, oh my God, I would love to. But then something click in me and say, let me have a conversation with her.
Right.
I start talking, yang, and whatever she's doing, I swear to God, I say, you know what? Let me try this another way. I try a couple of ways first. And once I see, she doesn't respect me as a man. I don't know who she used to talking to, but she doesn't respect me. And I don't have to say this to the person. I don't have to say this to the person.
So look,
I could just.
I don't want to cut you off. But I did want to say something when you said about some women are immature too in their mind. But you know what the difference is, I think, in an immature woman is that if you have a mature man, that mature man will mature the woman.
I
Just
agree.
works that way. It's the
But
way.
she has to want, like the brother said in the thing. He said lead, but I knew what he meant. He meant led.
Right.
But you can't be led by anyone.
No, I understand it, but that's what I'm saying. So a lot of times you'll see, that's why you see, when you see like older men with younger women, a lot of times they build them women up and they become like a different type of woman because the man is mature. She might
Yes.
be mature, but see, when it comes to a man and a woman, if a woman is more mature than the man, it's just not going to work right because the man is that leader. And by her being so mature minded, it's like she's seeing everything that's, immature. And
Right.
it just makes
You did say an older woman with a younger man, right?
yeah, well, even same age, but when I'm saying mentality, I use the
Can I tell you what I think that has something? I know young. You're 10 years younger than me, right?
mm-hmm,
Ebony is the same age as me or close.
mm-hmm.
I think a lot of seasoned women are looking at men my age and saying, "Oh, you want to get now? This is how this goes. You want to get with that young girl. You want to get with that young. You're 10 years younger than me. You want to get with that young girl because you want to run her life and you want to tell her what to do." And that's the furthest thing from my mind. You know why I want to be with that younger woman?
Mm-hmm.
She's not close to menopause, and I might want some more kids. No. I'm just totally honest. She's not close to. She's not hitting the wall, menopause wall. She can have kids. If I want some more children, I would need a younger woman. Because at the end of the day, if people really want to look at this, men can have kids all the way up to 90. Robert De Niro, 80 years old, just had some baby with some little 30-year-old, whatever. Not saying it's right or wrong. I don't think nothing's wrong with it, actually. But if a woman wants that wisdom from that man, the first thing a woman gonna say about her is, "Oh, she got daddy issues." She might not have daddy issues. She just might want to be led by somebody who has some wisdom.
Right.
If he's a man, she's gonna be led, and he's gonna do what? What you say? He's gonna build her up.
Exactly.
My ex-wife is younger than me by 14 years. So what happened was I built her up.
Right.
So when she got with this new dude, that nigga said, "Oh man, I got some big shoes to fill.
I gotta step my game up." Right.
I got to step my game up." So because she came in with so much wisdom, even with her foolishness, she was way ahead of the other women that she was around. She couldn't hang around women her age. So what they told her was, "Oh, you got that old nigga, you need to leave him," and that's what she did.
Oh wow.
That's what she did.
But that's the part of her being young, maybe because she didn't think it through.
Right.
She was younger, so it's like, yeah.
So at the end of the day, I said what I said. I said, she allowed some people to wedge in and get her out of her happiness. That's fine. She's good over there with the new guy. They're around the same age. I think he's like 4 years older than her, something like that. And they're doing great. I'm happy for her. Do I want to deal with young problems that I know I can deal with? I can weather those, or do I want to deal with old problems? Because you done had this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy, and he's a bitch and he's a whole ass nigga and he's a that and I don't want to deal with that. Because you're gonna have to take responsibility for the men that you've chosen, slept with, married, just like I have to take responsibility for the women I've slept with, chosen, dated, married. I got to deal with that. Right. So take accountability for the men of your choices, and I'll take accountability for the women of my choices. So there is no, pointing fingers and blaming. It just is what it is. And
do women choose men though? When did women start choosing men? Sherry, do women choose men?
Well, in this society, they choose men, but are you saying like to settle down with? Is it normally the man's choice or the woman's choice?
Yes, I am.
So normally, it's usually the man's choice. I would say, but nowadays it's just all kinds of ways. So but I get what you're saying. So you're saying men are the ones choosing, so they should be accountable for what they chose, right?
Correct.
Well, once again, we're not living back in the day.
The man that is that's not back in the day. That has nothing to do with back in the day. A woman should not be pursuing a man at all. All that has nothing to do with 1970 or 1950 or 2023. It is not a woman's role. That's to seek after. To do is masculine energy. That's a man's role to pursue. That's not a woman's role to pursue. So it has nothing to do with
I think she's misconstruing what I was about to say. Sherry, you came up in a 2-family home, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How many men went to your father to even ask to court you, Sherry?
Well, now in the beginning, like early teenage, like
teenage,
20s, early 20s, yes. Then
yes.
After that, no.
Now,
that could have been my fault.
I still want to meet fathers.
Right. You should.
You know why? Because he needs to get a gauge on me.
Right.
My daughter.
Let's talk about.
I told my daughter.
Let's talk about.
This is personal. It's personal.
Okay, so
because we talking about men.
I think what she's saying, right? Okay, she wants to keep it where
not personal. Our situations is what I'm saying. I'm saying let's talk about men and women.
I'm talking about you want to talk about men. I'm talking about men.
Personal situation.
No, I'm talking about men. I'm saying you're not letting me finish, Ebony. I'm saying you're 10 years younger than me, and no man, except for when you were younger, even thought of saying, "Is it possible if I can meet your father so he can get a gauge on me?" You said no, right?
Okay, so I'm okay. So I'm not gonna say it like that. So every guy has always met my dad, right? Has always had to meet my father. That's fine. But I guess when you said, are they now? I mean, they probably would meet him after I made my decision to deal with him.
You chose them initially,
right? Exactly. But before, yes, they would have to be like, when you're younger, it's a little different.
Yes,
I get what you're saying.
So times have changed.
But you're not saying you chose him. You're not saying you chose him. You're saying that you accepted him and you just didn't go to your father first. Or are you saying you went and got him and chose him? Are you saying that, Sherry? Or are you saying when he came to you, you accepted without going to your father?
Right.
Can you clarify what you're saying?
Pretty much accepted. Right. So if they came to me, it was more like, okay, I accept. Now let me take him to my dad. Right. Instead of them saying, okay,
so that's not you choosing him. That's not you choosing him. That's you accepting him. And you chose not to go to your father. But
now
you go to that man and choose him and seek him out in your instance.
Now, I'm glad that Ebony said all of that she just said. Now, if we had a woman on the panel right now who was 10 years younger than you, Sherry, guess what happened? Guess what would happen? This conversation would be a shit show. You got 40s, late 40s, late 30s. I need a late 20s now. I'm telling you, this conversation would be a shit show. Because the late 20s woman is going to say, you know what? Oh, I'll approach a nigga. I ain't asked my dad. Matter of fact, my daddy ain't even around. Or if he is around, I don't go to my father. I'm a new age woman. Who goes to their dads and asks their dads for whatever? He can meet them later.
Right.
So what I'm trying to get at, things have changed. All this shit has changed. So if anybody's trying to date in this new shit, they need to learn some new tricks. That old shit ain't working. It's just not working. I know because I'm a man out here and I date on the spectrum. Young, my age, middle, your age. So I'm dealing with all types of women. And let me tell you, it's a fucking shit show. I'm sorry, it's a shit show. Because one thing that isn't changing, women want niggas to do what they supposed to do. So when I talk to women in general, I say, man, it's funny. From young to seasoned, I don't want to say old, from young to seasoned, they all want the same shit. The man can't change. He can't change his direction. He got to come in, providing and leading and all that. But women are changing. Women just tell you, like I said when I started, a woman tell you in a minute, nigga, I don't cook. You cook? Oh, well, you can cook that. Is she marriage material? Let me ask you, is that woman marriage material?
No, if she doesn't want to cook, no.
But then that's where your accountability comes in and not choosing that woman. That's where your accountability comes in and not choosing, because you know you want a woman to be submissive. You know what I'm saying? You know you want a woman to be obedient.
Right.
You know you want a woman. You know you want to come home to a home cooked meal and not a restaurant. So then you don't, because you've already had the conversation with her, so you don't choose that woman. That's where your accountability is.
Okay, so now.
Do you agree? Do you agree with that?
I agree to a varying degree. I agree to a varying degree.
Okay.
It's now that goes into how was the girl reared? How was the male reared?
Right. Yeah.
If the male was reared, boy, you got to get out, you got to work, and you got to take care of your family, and you got to take care of your wife. Guess what? That's gonna be a man.
Yeah.
If the woman is reared, girl, you better get your ass in this kitchen, go over there and clean them dishes. You better wash them clothes, make sure and fold them and make sure that they right. And girl, if you got a job, you make sure that man taken care of. Guess what? Ebony, Sherry, that shit ain't happening. It's not happening. We know it's not happening. So on the spectrum of women, from young to seasoned, it's a fucking shit show.
Right, but
guess what? One thing is remaining the same about men. Most of us. Niggas is out working. Niggas is buying homes.
But the women is working too, though. See, that's my
I get that.
No.
But it's not absolving. But see, when you're talking to me, if a person is talking to me, I say, well, shit, I cook. I clean clothes.
Well, that's different.
I change diapers.
Okay, what is different?
Yeah, I feed babies with I warm them bottles up, and I do all of that. So if a person says to me, well, I didn't have enough time to cook, I'm looking at a motherfucker like, nigga, you didn't have enough time to eat either? Because I'm lost.
Right, I get it. But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about really, if you want traditional, right, then yes, the man should be providing like he's supposed to, and the woman should be at home doing what she got to do. But if you want 50-50 and the man, everything should be 50-50.
Well, that work, if it's a 50-50 situation, if it is like that, I wouldn't expect every day that woman to come in and cook if I can cook as well. Now, I work with foreigners. Guess what though? Them motherfuckers is different. I knew a woman, she would work 13 hours, go home, cook for her whole goddamn family. That was her thing. He worked too. But she understood that he the man and he want a hot meal.
Man shouldn't want that to even be a part on the woman that much, because again, when you're supposed to take accountability.
Why is he looking at you
like he don't want me to talk, because this is what we talk about too.
So the thing is, if a woman, if I want to come home to a hot meal,
Jabbar
because
said
guess what?
Exist.
I want to come home to.
What he say?
Jabbar said traditional doesn't exist, and it should.
But it doesn't. It doesn't. That's what I'm trying to say. Women want traditional. Men are traditional. Most men are traditional.
How?
Because most no. What I'm saying is most. Listen to what I'm saying. Most men. I didn't say boys.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Most men are
traditional. And most women are traditional.
Most women, yeah,
Most
exactly.
women are
And that's what it
traditional.
is.
Okay, so let's forget about the traditional ones now, because we ain't finding each other clearly.
Like men.
Because we wouldn't be having this conversation if we was finding each other. So since we're not finding each other, there's something wrong. There's a
We're
disconnect somewhere.
settling. I think we're settling.
People are settling. So I have another
Yeah.
theory. I ain't gonna get 100%. God damn it, she has to be over 50%. And 60 is kind of close to 50. Anything under 50, I can't deal with. 30, 20, 30, 40, I'm gonna move on.
I think that's because your experience, like you said, you tried it that way and you had a bad experience. And so now you like, okay, no, I ain't gonna do it that way.
Well, I think everybody should be like that. You don't
Is that not? Is that
No,
not?
you should keep trying again, and
Is
you
that
reach
not
the right
putting?
woman with it.
Is that not putting all women? And I'm asking a question: is that not putting all women in the same box because of your two experiences? And I'm just giving this as an example. Because your two experiences, you're going to punish me, Ebony, for your two experiences.
Right.
That's again, men. That's again you placing the blame.
I'm not punishing anybody. I'm speaking with logic.
I'm saying if you're dating me and you're saying that you don't do those traditional roles anymore.
I never said that.
Because of what those.
I never said that. I just said most. I'm gonna say it again. Most men are traditional.
No,
men.
That you don't.
Women are coming out of women. Women are coming. Women are coming.
Talking about your situation personally.
I'm talking in general. I'm talking about what I'm about. What men are talking about. I'm telling you what men are saying.
Let me finish my statement because I was talking and I did ask you a question. That's why you intervened. So let me. You said
Ebony loved to be combative, yo. This girl.
Please listen to me, Glenn. Can I
go ahead? I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead.
You said, I said if Glenn pursued Ebony, and you said out of your own mouth, why you said and I haven't even said anything, Glenn. But anyway, and you pursue Ebony. This I love Glenn. Don't get it twisted. I love Glenn, Sherry. It's love. It's all love. I promise you, it's love.
I know.
You said out of your own mouth that because of your experiences with your two ex-wives, the next woman, you're not doing those things that you did, those roles, that traditional. You said that. You didn't say that.
She got to earn that.
You didn't say that, Glenn.
She got to earn that.
That's what I'm saying. So you said that.
Earn that.
And so again, why am I being punished? Because that is punishing me. If you're not doing what you naturally did as a man, as a traditional man, you allow your two experiences to affect our relationship. And I'm saying our relationship because you said out of your own mouth, you've already done it 2 times, so you're not going to do it again. So that is kind of penalizing me for what those women did, or penalizing whoever you're dating. I just use that as an example.
Not really. I'm going to choose wiser. And whatever I was used to going for instance, I would have dated a woman who didn't have an education. I'm not doing that the next time around. She gotta have some college under her belt, university, something.
Okay. So you can just pay for it, right? And say, "Hey, babe, I want you to get this learning. Go ahead, I'm gonna pay for it."
I tried that.
What?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again.
So maybe you were just. I just think
maybe I was too goddamn nice. Huh?
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah.
No,
I was a nice guy.
Judge of character,
right? For the person, the woman you had.
No, you're not what's considered a nice guy, Glenn. You're not, because a nice guy is not a leader, and you are a leader. So you're not. You're definitely not considered a nice guy. Well, you're a kind person.
But nice guys can be leaders too, and people think they take their kindness as a weakness.
Nice. No, nice guys will. What you want to do? They expect the woman. They ask the woman everything and let the woman do all the decisions. You're a kind person. That's why you did what you did, because you're kind. and
Does your husband have something to say? Let him say. I know he want to say something.
He listened.
I know he want to say something. Please let him say something.
No, he just listening. He don't want to say
But real shit. Y'all married. I want to know.
So
I want to know from a married point of view.
Sherry.
You've been married.
Hold on one second, Sherry.
I want to hear what he got to say though, because he gave you some looks.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can continue the conversation. Glenn and I, is it okay if Glenn and I get off the live? Because I want you to be able to, continue the conversation because this is your show. And so
why you want me to get offline? You get offline. I'm good.
Because we both getting off the line because seriously.
I got to be to work at 2:30 in the morning. If I get offline, I'm going to sleep. I really wanted to hear what the brother had to say because he's going to say it from a married point of view.
That's fine.
Please, brother.
Okay,
he said he wasn't going to say anything.
But no, I was just wondering.
But
the comments,
take us off the line and Glenn can listen.
So all you have to do, if you hang up, Eb, it's going to disconnect.
Yeah, hang up, Eb.
And then if he can just he can.
Glenn ain't gonna hang up. You got.
I will not be ruled. No, let me stop.
Push the FU button, Sherry.
Can't you see it's a man sitting here?
Okay, I want to read some comments because it's like just us three on here talking. But
see, I'm not online and I can't see. That's why I want to join.
Okay. So go ahead.
We need to allow you to continue your show,
right? Thank you.
Without any interruption.
No, I'm playing. No, but okay. I just want to read Jabbar his comment. He said that the United States has eliminated traditional. It takes 2+ incomes to survive with this economy.
Agreed.
No, I don't agree.
I agree.
Okay. So
I don't agree either.
Most men don't want to.
Do you agree, Sherry?
I said I don't. Nope. So Jabbar, okay.
Okay, right.
He says most men don't want to pay 100% of the household bills, food, clothes, etc. Keyword wants. They don't want to do that, or they want to do it and can't do it. I'm trying to see which one he's talking about, which one he's saying.
So here's the thing with that. Most men don't want to do that, according to Jabari, but most men want a woman to be submissive.
Exactly.
So that's the flip side of what you're experiencing, Glenn.
I want to hear what that married man got to say.
I mean, just for how many women
what do you
really
say, Terry?
these days, man? Like, it ain't a lot. Like, it's really. I mean, I've been in a position where I dated, and man, it was.
I'm
rough
hanging
out
up
there.
so I can listen.
It was real rough, Like these women ain't watching TV.
I agree.
The TV is telling them something totally different than what we, any other culture. They women are respecting them.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of friends who are like Arabics and different cultures, man. Like they all they women respect them to the utmost,
I agree.
And then like you got like Muslim brothers, I say, you know what I'm saying? Those guys are pretty much demanding they women to do, a lot of things, and they kind of like ruling with an iron fist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, in my household, I just feel like we can't make it off one income. I mean, I do 1,000 things. I ain't gonna lie. Like I play drums, I do houses. I'm a carpenter. I do all kind of other stuff. I got studios and I got all kind of stuff. But it's just, I think the way that the world is set up, I mean, the women have to work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff is over, man. You know what I'm saying? My dad did it for as long as he could, and then it was like, hey, my mom had to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I commended him for it, and was like, dang, I really wanted to do it myself. But I mean, you gotta look at it like shoes. They costing $200 for kids. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I mean, so it's like, man. I mean, I'm not gonna have my son walk around with no Payless shoes. But
me either.
but
I'm gonna get talked about if I do that as well. So
we'll get talked about like crazy. What?
Hey, hold on.
He ain't done. No, let me stop.
No, but you had some real good points, man.
I
Like,
appreciate it. I appreciate you too, brother. I appreciate it.
yeah,
See, like mines. Now I'm gonna hang up because I gotta go to sleep, and I appreciate the show.
No, because I got a whole bunch to say after that. No. But no, honestly, I see Jabbar, he said it's only American women. I understand. But you gotta understand what the American woman is not being taught, you know, to respect their man, especially if you ain't paying the bills. This is what's taught. And like you gotta like with me, okay. I came, my dad did work and do everything. Like I'm saying, like traditional old value man, like honestly. So again, when I did get with men, I would compare them to my dad. And I know that's wrong. I didn't know it was wrong back then, but I would be like doing it like you ain't doing nothing because you know he did all this.
Right.
So, but again, so that's what I'm saying. Like you can't expect a woman to have a father. Then when she got one, you be like, oh, you don't know how to respect because it's like you're not doing the same thing my daddy was doing. So it's like it's both ways, but it's like I get the respect because biblically you are supposed to respect regardless to if they're doing it or not, because that's what you signed up for in a marriage. So that's why you got to pick the right person because it's required. It's a requirement. And I get it. You know, we have been made to be independent. Like Jabbar said, like I said last week, society tell only the black woman to be independent. Exactly. And you got to understand that it's actually breaking down our family. You got to understand why they're doing that just to black women too. But first of all, it's because we don't have any structure in black society. They can't tell a Muslim or they can't tell these other societies not to do that because they have structural balance. We have that no more. And because the family creates that structural balance, this is the reason why. Trust me.
Like for instance, I'm not getting off subject. It's on subject, but it's in another area. Hamtramck. What do they call Hamtramck right now?
That's Arabic.
They call it Bengal Town.
Bengal Town, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Call it Bengal Town. Now, when we were coming up, that was Polish Town.
Oh, yeah, Polish, yeah.
Think about when the Muslims came in that area. They created an area. They created stores. They created banking. They got banking over there. They have a community inside of our community. They're raising children. They're getting married. You understand what I'm saying? But it's kind of funny. Once I leave out of those bounds, go down Mount Elliott a little bit on Forest, there ain't nothing there now. But what I'm saying is, you can go to any black neighborhood and everybody's still having the same goddamn conversations. Oh, that nigga, this, that, and that. That's what we just fucked up. It's a crazy situation.
Look,
I'm in Philadelphia right now.
Oh, okay.
I left Detroit in 2005. I've been in Philadelphia since 2005.
Oh, wow.
And trust me, it's the same. It's the same shit out here.
So no, Ebony said the black women wouldn't have to be independent if the black man would be where he's supposed to be. I just want to say that.
Ebony, go to sleep and wake up again. She tripping, y'all.
I mean, but if y'all got to get in y'all place though, for real, because
listen,
the woman,
you know what? I do I hang drywall. I finish drywall. I paint. So when your husband just said what he said, I can make a way. I know how to make a way, but I do understand that leave it. I call it the leave it to beaver time frame. That shit is over. The woman staying at home. My mother was legally blind. She stayed at home. But let me tell you, my father would come home and give her his money. So she knew, well, shit, this is all we got. So she wasn't looking for nothing else. Right. She wasn't looking for shit else. Right. But I tell you what, the bathwater was ran. He painted. She would iron his paint clothes. You understand what I'm saying? When he would come in, he'd look at us and be like, y'all hungry? We gonna eat now. I'll take my bath later. Or he would come in, I'm filthy, talk to us, go take his bath. And we all sat down at the table. I lived on Joseph Campo in Superior. My friend lived right across the street. He spent the night one night. And he said, we had on pajamas and shit. That nigga said, damn, y'all like the Huxtables. And we was poor. I don't know what to... He was like, y'all like the fucking Huxtables. Y'all got pajamas and shit, slippers. And I was like, nigga, that was normal for me.
Normal.
But when I went to Taj's house, his mother would cook. She'd get her genuine draft 40 ounce, sitting and scraping her feet off with that little knife because she had a hot date. You understand what I'm saying? It just is what it is. And his sister be eating in her bedroom, and
everybody
he be
separated, right?
Everybody was separated. I wasn't raised like that.
Yeah, I wasn't either. We ate at the dinner table. We couldn't even eat in our room. I wish you would.
What? My mom would have lost her mind if you ate in the room.
You know, oh my goodness, it's so much stuff that you can do now, but it's like if you get away from the traditional values. And I'm gonna say this because like we going on 2 hours. This is super long, but one thing those other cultures have, right, that we say it's only American women. You got to understand, because American society pushes everything. If you go to other societies, like the lady, like you sent me something about the woman in who went to Dubai and she was being ratchet and ghetto or whatever. They locked
her stupid ass up.
You know what I'm saying? So all the cultures, what they do is they have their values, right, and morals. America has none anymore. It's everything goes. So you got to understand that, again, along with our breakdown of our families, right? The families being broke down.
I was about to say something. I don't mean to cut you off, because it's another layer to that. Those countries are patriarchies. They're not matriarchies.
Exactly.
Most Western countries are matriarchies.
Exactly. And that's the wrong setup.
Like during child support situations.
Yeah.
They send the kids with the moms.
Yeah.
In other countries, the fathers get them kids all the time.
Wow.
Because they understand. Like, I'm Muslim, so in Islam, if something happened with the kids go to me. That's why I had my kids. Oh, you can't take my kids with you. You can't take them. They're my kids.
I think that I don't know. Okay, I ain't gonna
go. She left me with the kids. She left me with the kids.
I'm like, I think they need both parents, not just a man.
They need both parents, but what I'm saying is, but there's a wisdom behind that.
Okay.
If like you're married to him, if you guys twain or get a divorce, usually that man don't want no other man taking care of his child. So it would be best if you send the child with his father. Y'all still have relations, because once you get married to another man, your husband might treat that child bad. Your husband might treat your daughter bad. Right. So the wisdom behind it is let those children go with their father. So because that's why we have family court and people going in there having knockout dragouts about them goddamn kids and all that money that men are paying. The child support system is crazy. I was never on child support, but I hear all the horror stories.
But Glenn, do you know when child support started and how it
1970, around that time?
1975, but it was started because of the no man in the house rule So it's like it's all been set up to be this way. So we got to understand that it's strategically set up, and we have to kind of break the boundaries, or instead of just saying oh, American women, you guys just do this, and other cultures. But you got to understand the breakdown of the family that occurred here. And then I believe, and I know this is true, the religion, and not even just religion, spirituality, because all of those cultures you mentioned, they believe in their God. I believe in my God. Jesus is my God. But you got to understand, a lot of Muslim men, and I give them credit for this, they're not, I ain't saying they the best, but what they do is they study the whatever they need to learn, right? They know what they're supposed to do as far as the Quran or their book. Black men or black people in general, that men don't study the Bible to understand, like, what am I supposed to do as a man, as a husband? Those cultures, they know. They go in their books, they go in their rules. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm not supposed to do. So the reason why we got to break down in America is because America allows everything to go. We don't say, okay, this is the standard. You know what I'm saying? And you need to learn this. These are the rules. These are the values. We just like, whatever. You don't got to abide by none of it. Just do whatever you want.
Well, I'm going to say this and then I'm gone. And I think where we really lost our values was during integration. Because when we were segregated,
we treated
better. We needed each other.
We needed each other. Yep. Now we don't need each other.
We don't need each other.
I talked about that too. We don't need each other.
So that's the, and it's been a trickle down effect. I remember when my mother was getting food stamps back in the day, they would come check the cupboards. They
Yep.
used to check to see if it was shoes.
Yep.
There'll not be no nigga in this house.
That's
They
what
gonna mess my stamps up. That's gonna mess my money up.
yes.
You understand? So of course but my whole thing now is how do we get out of that mindset? Because Dr. Joy DeGruy, she has a book. It's called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. How we, out of slavery and Jim Crow, we never got a psychologist. We never got a mediator to talk to us through all the stuff that we've been through. So this is the residuals, how I view it. This is the residuals of not getting the proper help that we needed to function as a family and integration. That fucked us up.
So Glenn, yes, I agree. We can agree on that for real because I talk about that. I did episodes about the fatherlessness, like the 3 different reasons. Like there is it. I mean, it came from. It's a history. It's not just started right now. You know what I'm saying? It's all strategically planned and set up. But I just want to read some comments because I know I don't want to leave everybody out. We just talking. So I'm gonna laugh at this because Tony said black men can get any woman in the world, but who lining up to be with black women besides black men? Nah, and Ebony said, hold on, no, that was not right. Ebony said, Tony, every race lining up. Please don't get it twisted. I gotta agree with her.
I appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna hang up. I'll go in the other way.
All right, thank you,
I appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Tony. So we gotta. You talking about not Tony? Did Tony say it? Yeah, Tony. I'm gonna get you. Because you talking about who lining up every race. Are y'all serious? I know that was just a statement you just made, but like Ebony said, every race is lining up to be with a black woman. I see so many black interracial relationships, a black and a white male or whatever together, and they're happy. The man is taking care of her. Like she's able to be the wife and feminine, like her feminine energy because she ain't got to go out here, hustle, bustle, work, do this, that, and just be her here, everywhere. I'm telling you. So it's men lining up from everywhere. Black, Mike, you said black men still study the Bible. Well, you do. Okay, well, you need to get more black men to study the Bible then, because you may be the exception. Because what I was saying is the reason why our families aren't working because we are not using the Bible. Our culture, we don't care about what the man should do, what the woman should do, biblically speaking. We only care what we think about and what society is telling us to do. And that's why I'm saying that that's the issue with Muslims or so. They have the Quran or so, and they follow that to the T. Other cultures have their other beliefs. They follow it to the T. Whereas most of us are Christians and believers and follow none of it. We don't even believe in it pretty much. But again, if you actually got here to follow, like seriously, if you read and said, okay, this is what the husband's supposed to do, this is what the wife's supposed to do, and did it according to the Bible, it's a guarantee 100% your relationship's going to work. But how many men or even women is going to do it? Not many. Okay, so now we getting on the races. Other races love black women. I do too. Okay, that was Glenn saying that. Y'all not marrying black women either. Oh, that's what Ebony said. Tony, you said to marry. I bet it's more black men with other races than black women. Look at the stats. It's the attitude. Okay, I agree. It could be that. It could be that too, right? But like I said, though, them white men know how to treat their wives. Trust me, they do. Because again, they had a different upbringing than you guys did. So of course, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be different. And the women had a different upbringing too. Most of them had their daddy in their life. You got to understand that. But guess what? When they get in trouble or you get in trouble or whatever, they going to kick you to the curb. Like, trust me, like a black woman, she feels your pain because she got the similar pain. She can have your back different versus another race because they didn't go through anything you went through. So again, they can't really understand you like a black woman would understand you. Yes, the black woman could have an attitude, but you got to understand why black women have an attitude. Do you get an understanding with her? Do you dwell with her in understanding? Because that's biblical, meaning understand your woman. What makes her tick? Why is she acting like that? Is she stressed out or does she feel like this about something? That's your job to understand her. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't just say, it's the attitude. It's always a reason behind attitudes. Now, I understand it's like a lot of ratchet women out here. It is a lot of ratchet women out here, and I get that. But for the most part, what I'm saying is a woman is not just mad, black, and angry for no reason. You seen mad black woman, right? Why was she angry? Because how he did her. So Ebony, you said we've been programmed. I agree with that. Gerard said exactly probably something I was saying. So Latonya, she said, so true, amen. That's that Leo. You so Tony, what do you disagree on? You said white men dog their women. White men dog what women? Their white women? Okay, and I'm not even gonna get into that because honestly, we don't know what's going on in their marriages behind closed doors, right? So you know what I'm saying? Because the ones I see are happily married, to name it, like seriously. And they could be dogging them after because a lot of times men with money sometimes take that to their head and they just be like, listen, I'm paying everything, I'm doing this, don't say nothing to me. So I get that. So what's the solution? That's what I like to know. My solution, and like I told y'all, is get back to the word. Nobody wants to hear this. Like honestly, get back to God because God created marriage. He created relationships. He is the author of it. So why would you try to get your opinion from yourself? If he said this is how a marriage is supposed to go, why aren't you listening to him? Why would you say, no, I ain't got to do that? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to do what you say because of your own excuse. What did the Bible say about it? I guarantee a lot of relationships would do much better because we got to understand who instituted marriage. Because relationships, yeah, that's good, but it's really supposed to be about unions, which is marriages. Because if we had more marriages, we wouldn't have a bunch of single men, single women, baby mamas here, kids over here, kids over there. Because when you get into a covenant with somebody, you know what I'm saying, you're more prone to not just leave, or it takes longer for you to leave because you're in a covenant. So I believe in order for us to get back, the solution is to pretty much just get back into our word. What does the Bible say the man needs to do? What does the woman should do? Right. And actually both of y'all should be submitting to each other. That's biblical. Wives, submit to your husband, but also the man need to be submitting to Christ. Are you submitting to Christ? Because you're accountable to God. What you do is God is going to hold you accountable. Just like he held Adam accountable for Eve eating the apple. But when he took the apple, guess what? Everything changed because he's accountable. God put you as a leader, and you can't say I'm a leader and then when stuff happened be like, oh no, I ain't taking it. It's her, it's the woman. It's the same thing Adam did. He blamed the woman. As soon as God said what happened, he blamed his wife. Hold on, babe. It say other races cherish black men more than black women. You got something? Okay, come on, say what you gotta say. Oh, what you think? Okay. So, come on, say what you gotta say. Okay, say other races shares black men more than black women, and Tony, your confirms that. It says, but society don't have a hold on men. Society has a hold on women. Women was given equal rights to hold dominant. Okay, I agree with that, which is also a reason why a woman can save their independence. Okay, I agree with that. Man, come on, what you got to say? He agreeing with I guess your statement, Mike. What did you have to say? Okay, so but society got a hold on men too. That's why they sagging their pants and they, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and that's what I'm saying. But no real woman. Okay. Man, I ain't talking about you. We talking about in general. He's saying this is what he said. Society doesn't have a hold on men. Society has a hold on women. But why? See, that's the thing is that because women are easier. It's easier to manipulate a woman. This is why. Why did the serpent come to Eve first and not Adam? It is. It's the same thing, man. I can't hear you. You said, why is they only doing it to our women? No, it's other women too. Y'all just don't see that. Here go Ebony said we off topic again. We stay off topic. It's 2 hours in. We probably gonna definitely be off topic. So Latonya, you say, yeah, I don't get into that. We don't know what happens behind people's closed doors and marriages, not the race card. That's what I said too. Because we can say all day that this is not happening, but guess what? It could be happening. Okay, true. Okay, the doors of the church have been open. Go and preach, woman. Okay, send them stars. No, I'm playing. So David Brown said there are a lot of things that are missing a foundation in this conversation, like what's shaping our views. Okay, we in 2 hours in, so you probably missed the foundation of the conversation. And let me see. I'm trying to see. Okay, I can go over the foundation, I guess, because I'm trying to see who all saying something. But you want to say something? Okay, the foundation of the conversation is we had a conversation about why career women don't want to be wives. That was a requested topic by a man. And so then a woman, she wanted to know, why don't men take accountability for the things they do? Why do you just blame the woman? Every time something happens, you say, well, I did this because the woman did that. You don't ever say, you know what, I'm wrong, and this is what I can do to do better, And like I said, even Adam and Eve, you know the story, Adam didn't say he was the one wrong because God left him in charge. He blamed his wife. He said, well, God, it's the woman you gave me. And so because it's the same thing men are doing today, and that's what we're talking about. So that's the foundation if you want to say something else. They can't hear you.
As a man, you don't want your woman to make you try to make you look bad.
Okay, he said, as a man, you don't want your woman to make you look bad.
So it is men that's taking accountability, but y'all, it's the way y'all doing it.
Okay, so he's saying men are taking accountability, but we are being too aggressive, right?
Way too aggressive.
Okay, I can accept that. Oh, I'm not being aggressive right now, babe. I'm being more passionate. Let's say this. I get passionate about what I believe in. I do, and I'm not trying to be aggressive. This is not a one-sided topic. This is a two-sided topic. We've talked about men and women. The thing is, but okay, so let me explain. The reason why it's a one-sided, if you feel like it's one-sided now, is because we already had a conversation about women. That was episode 7 or 6. We were wondering why women don't want to be wives nowadays. Why career women don't. Okay, but we're off the topic. We're not. That's again. What did I say, guys? We're not on this forum to make men look bad. We don't want to bash men. We don't want to bash any women. The thing is, we're here to get an understanding. If you don't have an understanding, you won't be able to grow. If we just talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, yeah, we can say the man's accountable for this, the woman's accountable for that, but how can we fix it is what I'm saying. And right now I'm talking about the solution. The solution is the word of God, is also all I'm gonna say. I know this ain't a church platform, but what I'm saying is you have to go to who created the marriage. I'm gonna say it again. Come on, cousin, kick some knowledge. Okay, thank you. You said you can't hear him. Okay, I'm gonna put him on. Ebony said, no, y'all better send them stars. Please get another mic, brother. Okay, yeah, I have another mic. It's just not set up. So Jabbar, you said women are very aggressive. Oh, way too aggressive. Okay. Ebony said it's your bedtime. Oh, thank you. Star sent, I heard the word of God. Okay. And again, I hope I'm not trying to be aggressive. I always tell him this. What I'm doing, like, I get real passionate about certain topics, and sometimes I may come off like, that, but I'm really not trying to be aggressive or anything, but I was raised by a strong Black woman. No, but honestly, seriously, some of that does stem from my raising too, how I was raised like, a dominant woman. When you are raised by a dominant woman, and that's all that's why I said it starts with your raising. Exactly. It becomes dumb. And I do that to him. Okay. All right, babe. See you later. But he trying to prove his point. He said I'm being too aggressive with y'all. But Mike, you said, what is a dominant woman? What's a dominant woman? He said, me, I'm a dominant woman. I try to be one. Ebony, you said, I have never seen you aggressive. You are so small. Yeah, you know what? How I was just acting right now is what he's saying, that I was being too aggressive. Or what you talking about then? So, okay, what did you talk about then? What was me being aggressive? Okay, sometimes I can be overly aggressive. Let me just say this. Sometimes I can go off. And listen, if anybody has listened to these shows, I say it all the time. All the time. I be like, listen, this is how I was raised. My dad was more soft spoken and, chill, right? But my mom was a little different. So that's again, so it's a work in progress. So you got to understand it. That's why when Glenn said you got to get the person to know the person's background, you know what I'm saying, to know them, and you have to understand your man or woman so you will understand how to deal with them. And okay, so I see well, Mike, you said what is a dominant woman? I'm waiting for y'all to answer what a dominant woman is. And Latonya, you said Leos are very passionate and we are so deep we can come off a bit firm. I just say to the point, but I'm working on it. Yeah, and that's how I feel too. I just be really passionate about stuff and I come off the wrong way. I'm trying to work on my delivery and things, but I just come off, it's not the way I'm really trying to be. You know, it's just like because if I care about a topic and I feel like no, this is right, I be, huh? Yeah, I do. He said, "Do I result to God?" Then I do. Probably later. I would have to repent and like, God, I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? So, you said, okay, so Ebony, you said even when you're passionate, your word can still be received. Okay. Yeah, it can. But I guess most men aren't receptive if it's more of aggressive, I guess. But I don't know if y'all felt like I was aggressive. I wasn't trying to be aggressive. I just was like, talking. Okay, Ebony, you said a dominant woman wants to be in control and won't take leadership of a man. Sometimes I do be wanting to be in control, but anyways. So if most black women are aggressive, then how is a black man supposed to deal with that aggression? So what is aggression though? Are you talking about how I was just like that? Or are you talking about y'all gotta really, because to me, I felt like I was just more passionate than aggressive. I'm just like, but who knows? Okay, so okay, you said not me. Okay. Because I'm not trying to be aggressive on here with y'all. I'm just trying to get my point across. Can you give us the definition of both, Glenn E? Okay. I guess he gonna give us the definitions. Somebody said, oh yeah, just in general, that's how most black women are today. Yeah, it is. It's not acceptable, but it's just hold on. Okay, so wait, Tony, you saying just in general black women are aggressive or they're dominant or both? Okay, he said both. Oh, and why do y'all think that is though? So the man doesn't play a part in that at all. It's just all the woman's fault. That's what we talking about, right? Mm-mm. It takes two people. It's not just one person. That's what accountability is. It takes two people, but she is accountable because she can admit. The woman can admit when she's wrong. She can. No, she can do it right then. Now, sometimes it may take, but at least she does it. A man just walks away and thinks, okay, I'm their ego. They can't do it. So Ebony's asking, Tony, why do you think black women are aggressive? But it's a lot of stuff that goes on. It's cultural things, Tony, you said listen to what he's saying. Okay. Oh, Jabbar, you did say your wife was like that. You said not true. I apologize if I'm wrong. Okay. Well, that's you. That's good. That's good that you do that. But some men don't apologize. They just think it goes away. But that's excellent. And last time, Jabbar, you did say you communicate too, which was really good. You said that communication is the top at your list. And I think that's for every marriage or relationship. You communicate. If you don't have communication, you don't have nothing. And it's not one way where you just tell somebody and they listen. It's both ways, where you can actually get an understanding. So Tony said society made it this way to divide us. I agree. I agree. So Glenn Lee, you said you have women when they speak, they are eloquent women, womanly and firm like Claire Huxtable. Okay. Okay, so that's the difference between a what? I get okay.
Well, I consider myself to speak. But get out of here now. No, listen. Then you have a woman who are aggressive. They holler, belittle, and overtalk you. Yeah. So those are the aggressive. Okay. So a dominant woman is just the one that speaks eloquently and they're firm, but the aggressive is the ones that holler and belittle you and overtalk you. Why do you think they're over talking you? And like, because a woman is not just going to belittle you for no reason. I'm not saying it's right. It's wrong that she does it. But why would she just belittle you? Did you do anything to get belittled? It's wrong. She shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't do it. But my thing is, what did you do? Was it something stupid that you did? It doesn't matter.
Resort back to the Bible.
I know, and we have to result by the Bible, but you got to understand in that moment sometimes, right? You just don't. In that moment, you just like, oh shoot, I went there.
The worst thing I feel like the worst thing women can do is take shots at a man, just
Okay.
always,
Mm-hmm.
That's something that the women of today do.
Right. So why do you think they do that? I don't know if they can hear you though.
Justify what they do. Oh, I don't gotta listen because you this.
Right. Okay. So he's saying
you to try to justify. They don't have to listen because you ain't do this, or you ain't do that. But guess what? The women out there that's doing the listening is the ones who have the best job, and the nigga ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, because they are settling at that point. Because if a man has a job, if you have the job and a man has nothing,
they can sit on the street all day or in the room playing the game.
They just we can't account those women. They're selling, babe. But those are selling. Do you really think a woman who's out working and the man is at home playing a game is she respects you just because you're there and all how he has to get a he said you got to get a mic because they can't really hear you. You want to go get the mic, go get the other mic or talk on here so they can hear you. Come on here and talk. Go ahead. He's about to talk right now. Come on, hurry up.
I can't hear them either. So.
You don't got the thing plugged up? Okay, so back to the topic at hand. He's about to come on. Question to women. When y'all husband talking, what do y'all do? Okay, so hold on, wait. You mean when they talking like okay, you mean okay. You mean we talk together. We're communicating. Tony, you said I'll take dominant for 200, Alex. No, I know you being silly. The thing is, we got to understand each other and be able to talk together. We can't, like, I understand you trying to get a point across. I'm trying to get a point across. So sometimes it become heated, but I don't know. He trying to get a mic now. We may not get a mic, but. Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, he's trying to say, do we listen, Sherry? We do listen. But if you haven't listened to my point, you think I'm going to be listening to yours? No, let me stop. Listen, every day I be praying, okay? Let me just tell y'all this. It's definitely a work in progress. I had to repent like every single day for something. I'm like, God, I shouldn't have said that. Oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. So being a Christian is not going to mean that you're going to be perfect, right? But you should be trying to be. So yeah, sometimes when I do stuff, like even to my husband, when I say stuff out the way, yeah, I know I'm wrong, right? And I know God be like, you wrong for that. But I do go back and apologize, and I do repent for it. Now, am I going to apologize right away? Sometimes I may not, and that's not good. I know I should apologize at the same time. Sometimes I wait, and then I may say it like the morning or something when like the tension has like de-escalated. I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that, but do I apologize? Yes, I do. I always apologize. I don't care what it is, because I know if I don't apologize, then I'm not in right standing with God. If we're arguing, then we're not on the same page, right? And I don't want my prayers to be hindered, just like he shouldn't want his prayers to be hindered. And that's my biggest thing right there. And that's why I say it. you're not going to be I don't believe you're going to be perfect. No one's going to be perfect. But the thing is, are you striving? But see, I can admit what I'm doing. I can say, you know what, I said that wrong. And my husband about to get on here, y'all. So he about to say a lot of stuff because yes, I had to grow a lot to get to this point. You don't just start at being okay. I got it all under control. You have to get there. It's a progress. Now, yes, do I say certain things to him? Sometimes, not as much anymore, but no, sometimes I do. Do he make me mad to where I do it? Yes, because sometimes it be stuff that I'll be like, this is so like crazy. Why? You know what I'm saying? And I used to have a really bad temper. You see, I said used to, thank God. I used to have a really bad like temper, like quick to anger. And I know that that's not, you shouldn't be quick to anger. You should always, be patient. I was not very good in that area. See, I can tell on myself because I don't need nobody else telling on me and telling the wrong lies. But I always was, I could be quick tempered, wasn't patient, but God has worked on me with that, right? And this is what it looks like right here. So I never would say that I'm perfect. Am I trying to be perfect? Am I trying to get there? Yes, I am. But am I a little outspoken? Yes, I am as well. Hold on 1 second, guys. He said I'm too outspoken. Too? Okay. And so I don't feel like I'm too outspoken, but he feels like I'm too outspoken. So let me go to the comments. Okay, Leos are level-headed. Okay, thank you. We are very level-headed. Let's see. Okay, Tony, you say, then we communicate, but I listen. His views and opinions are valid. Okay, exactly. But do you get a word in? Tony said, is the man the leader of your household?
Yeah, very much so.
Sherry is a Leo. Yep. Latonya, you said that's you. Me, every day, all day. I repent. It's rough out here, but I take accountability all the time. That's one thing you're gonna find about a Leo. We gonna probably do some crazy, say some stuff, but we gonna repent and we gonna apologize for it. It said Tony, you said, how do women deal with their bosses? Treat y'all husband the same way, respectfully. I don't want to tell y'all how I deal with my boss. But no, you're supposed to treat them better than your boss because but you gotta. Ebony said, I'm not married, Tony, so this doesn't apply. Ebony, don't worry. You were. Tony can refer some of your questions to Tony, can you refer some of your questions to the men? Right. You all getting on the women now.
Same thing with Ebony though.
Nobody is perfect. Oh God. You married her, so okay. Ebony, you said you're a woman and Glenn is a man, two totally different Leos. I've never dealt with a man Leo, so I don't know how they are. I just know how I am. But he's saying we're level-headed because he is a Leo too. But we are though. Like seriously. Do you have something to say since you're on now? Go ahead. Because we're going down. Go ahead. The other headphones are in the. We ain't gonna have time by the time you get on.
Hello. Good night.
Look, this turned into a whole family show. What's going on? Okay. Tony, you said nobody is perfect. Exactly. That's what I try to explain. Nobody is perfect. Shall I explain? Go ahead and explain if we got time today, because since I've been on here for 2 hours already. He said, what up, Daniel? That's Daniel. His name is Daniel. Tell my brother the topic was men and accountability. That's why I'm on the men. You see, men, again, this is why we said men take no accountability. They still putting it on the women. They never is gonna say, hey, it's me. It's me, Lord, standing in the need of prayer. They're gonna say, it was the woman. Did you hear this comment? She said, again, you still talking about women and not men. Messing my backdrop up. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I want to see my United States map on here. Okay, Tony, you said, okay, finally. He said it was the men's fault. Thank you. Somebody take accountability. And we're not saying it's gonna stay your fault, but we're saying at least say I'm the leader of my household, and if something is wrong, I am in charge to fix it. I'm responsible to fix it and make sure it's right. So if I have to get down to the bottom of it to see why is this going on, what's wrong, that's my job. Okay, you said, well, our father Adam did it, so we follow suit. This is why Jesus had to come, because Adam did it. So don't do what Adam did, okay?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't be on here doing it.
That people be
Pick better women. Okay, he said Ebony said, thank you. Y'all supposed to be the leaders, right?
If y'all let us lead y'all.
He looked at me. So how did this turn into
Ain't that the struggle
a
every day?
marriage show?
But ain't that
Sherry show.
ain't
What
that
is
the
going on?
struggle every day?
The struggle, like I said, and again, if y'all know I'm transparent. Yes. The struggle is that, listen, I had a dad who did a lot of different things, right?
Man,
and again, I
that's
compare
so-
that to different things. So certain things I expect to be certain ways, and I just can't help it. I try not to be like that, but
This
it's
ain't
hard.
1960.
And I know, but I'm stuck in that zone
Okay,
sometimes.
well,
I'm stuck in it.
You wasn't born in that. Look,
I know, but I'm still
what I'm
I'm
saying
an
to
old
you
soul.
is this right here.
I'm an old soul.
What I'm saying to you is, why keep on dwelling on that? It's not.
Why keep on dwelling on what?
Like that traditional relationship stuff don't really exist. No.
I'm not saying it does, but it should in some capacity. Okay, it's hard to lead aggressive women though. Well, maybe
Very
y'all
hard.
might. So, are you saying is the man too like how can I say this?
No, it
in a
don't
nice
have nothing
way?
to do with the man. That's the whole point.
How we talking about
You could
both
be
parties?
the strongest man in the world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If women is being too aggressive, like don't nobody want to keep dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of women just going with any kind of man.
Right.
Because they gave up and just forget it. I'm just gonna go with this. Them dudes just playing the game all day, with the kids, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what
Like-
I'm saying. They just settle for that.
But it's a lot of women.
I know.
A lot.
They just settle for anything.
I never hear y'all talk about like accountability for women too.
We just talked about
No,
that 2
y'all
episodes
don't never
ago.
be
I was
talking
telling
about-
you. Now, anybody on here, can y'all tell him we talk about it? Glenn E say, well, the fathers pass off daughters to husbands so he can take the wheel. Exactly. So really what you're saying is the husband should pick up where the father left off at.
Yeah,
But that doesn't
I'm not
happen
gonna,
most of the time.
the man is not gonna be a spitting image of what your dad did.
I know. And that's something that women have to learn too.
They have to accept the fact
They gotta
that
accept it.
it's 2023.
I know. Is it? Yeah. So
Y'all, I feel like this. Like, it's a lot of women that will let the man just work himself to death while y'all just, sit back. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna give you some examples. I know some men I know men that don't let their woman work, and they struggling for a lifetime.
But
you know what I'm
okay,
saying?
is that
They struggling, like seriously. They not living good out here.
you mean the man is struggling to take
The
care
whole
of the
family
household?
struggling because he don't want it. I got people in my family who have done it.
Mhm.
Look, I don't want my woman to work. And
But
guess
that's a
what?
good
At the end of the
mindset to
day,
have, don't you think?
yeah. But why is he struggling then? Like they struggling.
Because he
Yeah.
gonna get it. He gonna get it.
Tell
Like
Terrell.
that's what happens as growing as a man. That's what happened, right?
Okay, but you shouldn't want to have you shouldn't want to have your household living like that.
I know some people who aren't on the other side too. So
But I
it
can show
just
you
goes
so
both
many.
ways, man.
That's what I'm saying. It
Okay.
go both ways. So you have to do what works for you and your household. You can't do what the next person doing.
Right. You know what? And that's true.
If I don't got $1 a day, who's supposed to make sure I have $1? You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna have no woman that don't have my back because I'm not gonna have her.
Right.
Come on now.
Exactly. I know.
So
That's
you
true.
got to be straight up and say, that's just like what Pastor said a couple weeks ago.
What you
There been
say?
some times where I had 90, my wife had 10.
Mhm.
That's where been some times where I had 40
Right.
and she had 60. You know what I'm saying? So it boils down to that. You know what I'm saying? That's
I
just what it
know.
is.
I
But you
know.
could be in an instance where you taking care of everybody, the kids, the man, everything. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And
Well,
in
no,
my,
I
in
understand.
my
If
way of
something
thinking, that's like
happens,
different.
then sometimes it could happen that way. I get that. I get that.
Some women, they just go along with anything the dude do.
Yeah, they're just
Just
so.
because he providing good things in the bedroom, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you got to think about it. It's a gift and a curse.
Well, again, this I can't. This is how I was taught and how I was raised. So I'm getting out of it, but that's just how I was raised. So I can't help that.
But
Anytime my dad talk about a man, that's what he
but
said. Like honestly,
okay, what kind of relationship does me and your dad have? Then?
what type of relationship does who
Yeah,
have?
me and your dad.
No, y'all got a good relationship. I'm not
Okay,
saying
so
that, babe. I'm saying that that's just how I was taught. And so it just made it harder for me to, and that's why I be saying stuff sometimes. But let me go to the comments real quick. So, okay, Ebony said, Tony Rome, a leader will know how to put a woman in her place respectfully. Women conform to the leadership. Women conform to the leadership of whatever man she's with. So if she's aggressive, she is your mirror. Ooh, dang, that was good.
she gotta
Okay,
want to be
Tony.
led though.
What she's saying is that when you talking, are you putting her in her place respectfully? Because that does matter. Are you just saying anything to her out the way and expecting her to receive it and be like, okay, I'm gonna be
But at
quiet?
some point,
It's not gonna happen.
it depends if she receives it or not. If she don't receive it, I mean, it's gonna irritate you.
So you saying she should receive it whether or not it's disrespectful or not, the way you saying it.
No. It won't never get to a disrespect level if she received it. I mean, right. If he's saying it right, then
So
it would never get to that.
okay, so you agree that he should say it in a respectful manner. So she's saying women conform to so whatever type of man you are is the type of woman she will eventually become. And I mean that is true to effect because when you get married, you do become one. So some of the characteristics you guys will start mirroring things. So that does happen. Tony said thank you. What he said, I don't know which part what he said. Tony, you gonna get off here talking thank you, bro.
Man, it's just
Women not gonna be accountable for nothing. Ebony, get him.
they
He
don't be
back saying that
accountable for
again.
nothing, man. I'm
Babe, my
serious, man.
thing is
Like
off.
even
Look at
my
that, baby.
well, don't worry about that. You worrying about the wrong stuff.
Because I don't like my.
See,
I want
once again, here we go.
y'all see this up here. That's the map that's on there for the kids. But why?
It's
why?
okay.
Okay.
Nobody paying attention to that.
So Tony, yeah, Tony, I'm gonna get you for saying that. No. Okay, I don't know who Eldrick. You said Eldrick wanted to join. Glenn said true. And you said, and that should work when you are working together. Exactly. So I think once you have boundaries and once you put it on the table as what you need to do, then it'll work. But if you've never set that up and just expect the stuff to just work, it's not going to work because one person has one point of view and somebody else has a different point of view. So,
but sometimes you have to sit back and let somebody mess up something for to be able to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like in my case, what I'm saying is, my wife sometimes she don't allow me to mess up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get to fail our family.
and
You know
he
what I'm
hasn't
saying?
failed. See, great.
But I never get a chance to. I never get a chance to take the wow.
You mean to put it out there
It
so to
may
see if
be
it fails.
like because
But
you
you
be
want to do that,
already
right?
tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Because I be
saying.
knowing,
So
like, listen, if this had,
that's
I'm a
not.
forward thinker. So if I feel like I look 2 or 3 steps ahead,
But that ain't what it's
and I
about.
understand what you're saying, I should let
I
you.
allowed you to fail with making decisions on when you said, "Oh, I'm gonna be in control of this home improvement project,"
Mm-hmm.
I allowed you to fail. Then I rescued you. Like, hey,
Well, that's different.
dang, you didn't even know I do houses.
I know.
You know what I'm
Because I just
saying?
wanted to get it done fast, and I ain't
Yeah,
had time to
but
wait on
fast is
nobody.
not always the answer.
It's not. But when you waiting and wasting money every day, to me, it's the answer. That's,
And I let you waste money to see that.
Well, we wasted a lot more money. Okay, I ain't even gonna say
That's
that.
not what it is.
Yes, we did. Anyways, okay,
That's
let's
what-
go to the.
Now y'all see what I deal with.
That's not. You're not okay. Is this something? This is not a lot. I just want. Okay, so the thing. Do you want me to tell them about the house situation or what?
You can. I mean, it's
Okay,
not-
when y'all going into a house, do y'all want everything set out? Do you want a budget for the stuff? Do you want to have this priced out and that priced out? Me, I'm
Yeah,
very
ideally,
I'm very meticulous like that.
ideally, that's what you would want. But when you in a crunch, when you working in crunch time, you don't have time for that.
Yeah, and I get it, but I'm like that.
That's what I'm explaining to you. So
Yeah,
me
and
as
it's
the
a-
man
It's a lesson
and the
learned.
person who have had the experience in doing houses for over 30 years, man. I mean, I had to do what I had to do. Right?
I understand that now.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I, regardless of crunch, I'm meticulous. I'm very,
That mean you cannot be understanding it. Because guess what?
I try to.
No,
But
you're
I
not.
like stuff done in a manner where it's right and orderly.
It's not being understanding.
If
To the
okay,
fact
maybe I'm not being understanding,
that
but I don't like to waste money and things either, man. You know that. So
you
again, if
ain't
we
just,
say
but it just wasn't you.
I don't want to know, I don't want you to waste money either.
But we wasted it when you did it.
No, that was me paying for that.
Lord.
Okay, hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Let me go back to this. No, I'm just saying that you know how I am. I like stuff in a proper
That
manner.
don't
I
mean
like
it's
stuff.
okay, Sherry.
Okay, it may be not okay, but that's just how I am. When I do things, I have to budget this out. I have to have everything to the T. Whereas when
I
you
think
do
women
things,
say stuff because they think it just sound good.
no,
you will keep
hey,
repeating
you know
that
I do
30
that.
times.
I'm
that,
just saying.
oh, you know I do this. Like, we gotta accept that.
Why not?
Like, dude, it ain't acceptable.
Okay, let's go to some comments because we just talking on here. You said, Emily said, well, then step up, go to school, get a second job, just like women do every day. If the income you're bringing in is not sufficient, then go out there, bring in more. Women have multiple streams of income and they're providing for themselves by themselves. Then why can't a man who wants me to submit follow suit?
Me have multiple streams of income too. I have multiple streams of income. I mean, Ebony, are you married?
Tony said, who told you that, Ebony? Oh, told me what? Women not
Is
respecting
Ebony married?
Men. She was married for a long time.
Okay. It sounds like she got a raw deal. Like, that's what it sounds like a little bit.
If she received it properly, there wouldn't be any okay. So Glenn E is saying if she received it properly, there wouldn't be any problems. Are you saying if she received what he said properly, there wouldn't be any problems? It sounds like that's what you're saying, and I agree with that. Tony said, my mama don't even apologize. I will apologize. Now, it may not be the same day. Tell the truth. It ain't going to be.
It might be some weeks down the line.
It is not going to be weeks. No, I got way better than that. It don't never be no weeks. Come on now. Ebony, you said you didn't say that. I don't know for what.
I'm asking her.
He said the back and forth is a bit much. I can't take that. Glenn E, didn't you say you were going to bed? Oh, that's what he was talking to Ebony, I guess. She said, didn't you say you were going to bed? Okay, you see the tone he's talking with compared to you. Okay, what? I'm probably higher up on the mic.
No, that's just her tone, man. Like,
yeah, that's just my tone.
She do
I'm extra at
times.
Most, man. What's up? Ebony said, I'm speaking softly. That's what I thought too, girl.
She's not speaking softly.
I'm speaking very softly. Okay. Let me speak like that. I'm just speaking because I'm trying to talk and get my point across. That's all.
Over talk.
But Jabbar, you said my wife did everything and came to me for the down payment. I'm fine with that. Okay, see, good. You said, brother, let's get back on general. The conversation has shifted. Yes, it did. Hey, this ain't my show no more. I don't know what it is today. Yeah, her husband is deceased, she said. And we paying child support. See, y'all just all over. Y'all talking about child support. We talked about that already. And Ebony said, no, my husband was a provider. I was submissive. I was a stay-at-home mom for most of my marriage until my children were of age. Yeah, I do remember that, your husband taking care of y'all. I remember you saying that.
So now what are you dealing with?
You said now what she's dealing with? I guess you just dating now, right? If a woman is combative in her tone and actions, that won't work. Well,
Amen.
no, because Ebony said women do everything.
Men do too.
What she's saying is that women shouldn't have to do everything. And no, oh, okay. Yeah. That's all the comments right now.
I noticed that you every time like somebody said something you like, you just
Listen. What's wrong with that?
because every time that's the stuff you want to
No,
hear.
I'm just reading the comment off.
Okay.
Tony said I'm done. Ebony, no, I'm not dating at the moment. I'm working on some individual things. As you should. I agree. Work on, because that's what sometimes we don't do that. We get out of one relationship and then we don't work on like our individual self. So then we got all this baggage. And yeah. So wait, what is sorry.
See?
I didn't mean listen, you ain't getting treated no way. I didn't mean to hit your head off. I was trying to put my arm like this. Okay, so what do you think you should be accountable for?
I mean, I'm accountable, but it's just the way a woman do it. They make me feel they trying to, like I said, bring me down as a man. So, I mean, when I feel like that, then no, I'm not going to be accountable.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's just what it is.
So Jabbar said,
Somebody
so
trying
what
to tell
happened to
me.
you? Okay.
Who?
She said, tell my brother I'm a great woman. Yeah, she is a good woman. She is. She had a good husband. Her husband died, and her husband passed away, Jabbar. Yes, what happened to your husband?
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I think it's been going for a while, but yeah, I understand that's probably hard trying to restart. And I understand for you, Ed, probably after you had a husband, you know, he was a provider and things like that. It's kind of hard to get back in a dating scene where it's like, you know, now, you know, a lot of men aren't providing like that. They're, you know, you had to work just as hard as the man is working, you know what I'm saying, or more, 3 or 4 streams of income, just like, so again, I get it. If you were, you know, if you had that old traditional man type of style, it's gonna be harder for you to find somebody that's gonna be more on your level. That makes sense. Okay, now that makes sense. That delivery is everything. Yes. Sorry to hear. Okay. She said, I hope I wasn't. So I hope that you wasn't trying to shade me. No, he wasn't trying to shade you. She said she hoped you wasn't trying to shade
Not
you.
that kind of dude.
He wasn't trying to shade you. He just was trying to see where like your point of view was, like where your thinking
I mean,
was.
you get so many women that just be shooting that shot at the dude, man. And I don't think a lot of guys deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't think. Okay. They don't deserve it. Okay, I was about to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I said they don't deserve it. I agree with you. Look, I'm working on it because oh, okay. Somebody asked me where. Yeah, that was Devon who asked you that. He asked you where your husband was. He didn't know because he was just trying to see where you were coming from. So with me, again, I can be, what's the word for it?
Always an excuse. That's what we gonna use.
No, that's not it. That's the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth.
Man, she looking for one.
No, I'm not looking for you. I say I'm trying to say it in a nice way. I could be. See, it's not aggressive with me. It's more of like I could be.
There's
I
so
could probably
many
do
things.
too much sometimes, right? But
It's
you
a
got
combination.
right. But you got to do stuff to me too. It don't just be me. It's like you provoke me. If you provoke somebody, you're gonna get the wrath. But even sometimes you don't. Like I said, I can admit to my faults. Some people can't say they're wrong. They could say like, "Oh no, I don't ever do anything. It's all her. It's all her." And that's why we got this topic up here about men and accountability, because it's never you just okay say, "You know what? I did this, and I know this could have caused you to do that." Okay, go ahead, Glenn. Glenn, you said you have a question. Okay, Ebony, you said no, it was something in the comments. Okay, no problem. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to see what outspoken. Me, I'm very outspoken. Okay, that was the word I was looking for. And he don't want me to be outspoken like this.
I don't mind. It's just
No, he don't
you
want
do so much. I don't
Hey,
mind.
you don't.
You go way too far.
What is too far?
Oh,
Give me an example of what is too far.
man, like 90% over. Man, it just be like too much.
Like what you mean?
Drilling me.
Okay. Yeah, I probably do.
Drill me.
Because you
Drill
might
me. You drill me. Not only do you drill me through the conversation,
Uh-huh.
you keep drilling me through text messages. Next.
Yeah, I do.
It gets to the point where I don't even check my text messages. I just say, hey.
Yeah, because you're not if you
just
if,
having a moment.
Yeah, I do be having a moment because at that point you've done something that made me do that to you.
No.
You did. It probably was something dumb or
Some
like I'm
parts-
like, why
like
would you?
What you have to realize is that people not gonna do what you want them to do all the time.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn that because
Just because you want them to move.
because I be
certain
looking
way,
like, why would you not do that? That's just stupid. And that's how I be feeling
see,
in my head.
That right there is the wrong way.
Hey, okay, that's just crazy. I ain't trying. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to give you how I feel. I be like, why would you not do that? Like, that's just. I be thinking in my head that everybody should know to do something a certain way. So then, yeah, it makes me mad. I'm like,
Whatever I don't do, I gotta answer to God, not you.
and me.
No,
Yes, you do.
no. See, that's the problem. Like women think they can push the man around. That's what it become about. Pushing us around, and that ain't what's up. Hello, anybody home?
Okay. I'm back.
She's off the subject.
You said, remember we said this 2 weeks ago, women leading and being abusive. Yeah, women. We talked about in like I know you sent me a video about the women being abusive. We talked about the woman like hitting. It was a video you sent of a woman like hitting her. She was hitting the man or something on the plane. I'm like, dang. Like now it was a bit much. She was talking to him any kind of way. She was like, I think she beat him at home. Like she be beating him. So Mike, you said we answer to God, we listen to y'all. That's all you. I think that's how it should go. But if I feel like you're not listening,
they not.
Yeah, if I feel like you're not listening, you know what I'm saying, then it's a different perspective. See, my thing is, right, if you listening to God, right, I should see it too, right? I should see
Oh
it,
my
like,
God! Come
no,
on,
babe, I'm just
Sherry.
saying. You know what I'm saying? Because
No,
oh God, get it.
stop it.
But anyway, so
Come on, man.
all right, so
You should see it too. Give
no,
a person a chance.
no,
okay?
I'm not saying you should see it, man.
How
I
about
was
that?
saying like, right.
You're wrong.
It just be so much easier, like when you know what to do, right? Why not just do it if you know what to do, right?
Sure.
But I understand.
Stop trying to make people do what you want them to do.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
and I can do that.
Stop
I don't be
trying.
trying to make. I just be trying to help you do what's best for you. Like,
Right.
listen, that's best for you. You should do it because it's best for you. That's all. All right, this is not the Sherry and Devon show. This is my show.
Yes, it is now.
Oh, heck, you know it.
Yes. From now on, I will be on here.
He will not, guys. Don't expect it.
Yes. If I don't got nothing to do, I'm on here on
Oh my God.
Wednesdays.
See, this no more podcasting. It's over.
I
Because
don't
we
want.
can't get to.
I had a hand in this.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. But hey, no, this is all my topics.
No.
You had a hand in helping me with the equipment and things. Okay. But that's all, y'all. We've been on here for two and I don't even think I got this much storage. Like
Yeah. Now we're gonna talk about
Two-
other stuff.
almost 3 hours. Like Tony, you said that would drive up ratings. No, it ain't, because people ain't listening 2 hours.
Man,
People listen. I'll be looking at the insights and stuff. Ain't nobody gonna listen on 2 hours unless
That's
it's just,
okay. It's only one time.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do this no more. But yeah, that's all I got for us today. It's
Long as
been
the
a lot.
women-
We didn't talk about
long as
too
the
much.
women-
Long as the women, what man? He said, long as the women say what I want them to say, I'm gonna be all with it.
Girl, get 'em. Yeah, do that. Mhm. They're gonna be all with it.
No, not all the times.
Oh,
Not
man.
no, honestly, Tony, tell the truth on here. Do I not stand up for what's right and say when the woman is wrong? And do I not say it?
Okay.
You and Jabbar, tell the
All right,
truth.
let's
'cause
talk
he don't-
about
No, listen.
why the women ain't accountable.
Okay, we
I
talked
gotta
about
hear
that already.
this.
So listen, do I not say this, y'all guys that's on here? Y'all hear me every week. I don't ever say it's just men. I don't ever say that. I
Man,
always
a bad
say
picture of a man, boy.
I don't ever paint a bad picture of men either. Like if Tony and Jabbar, y'all be on here every week. Y'all know I don't ever do that. Okay, so you said I'm gonna get my wife on here next week. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What should the topic be next week? Let's not do.
Let me pick a topic.
You're not gonna be on though, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on here.
Uh.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna start my own podcast.
Okay. Yeah, okay. By the way, we didn't even introduce you, babe. Okay. He's a musician. Like some people that's on here knows that he's a musician. He has his own band called New World Soul. Very, very great band. Y'all need to go. If y'all need a band, he does out of town. Like for Glenn, I know you out of town. He'll come there to you. But he got his own webpage on Facebook. He got a lot of stuff going on. He got a studio. We got a studio in the house now. So if you want to record any music, if you're a singer, songwriter, things like that, you can always come down to the studio. He does work on houses, construction. He's a carpenter. So he does wear many hats and different things. So I'm promoting him now as far as because I was going to get him to come on the show another time. But since he's here, his name is Devon. So welcome, Devon, to the show. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way. But no, it's serious. If y'all need a band for anything, he's the guy. Great band, great musicians. They very talented. Like seriously. Ebony said he built the stage. Yep, he built the stage. Yep. That's what I'm saying. So if y'all need work done, Aunt May, are you still doing work? Ebony been here before. I'm gonna show you a picture of her. Yeah, so he built a stage outside that we got a stage in our backyard that we be doing like music is shows and stuff on, and he built the stage out there so we wouldn't have to have it on the grass. So it does very good, neat, excellent work. If y'all need somebody to do y'all houses, are you still he's trying to retire from the carpenter business because
People
of
don't
cousins.
spend that money.
Right. But yeah. So everybody's saying hi and all that, even though they already met you informally.
Hello.
But he's probably gonna be on every now and again. Right, Bay? He's usually busy on Wednesday.
I don't know.
But
If I can.
what I was about to say. I forgot what I was about to say.
Did they hear the music for your podcast?
Yeah. Oh, so if anybody, I know Tony, you check out my audio version on the podcast, which I gotta do a whole nother audio now because this is so long I can't even upload this, and I wouldn't upload it like this because it'd be unfair to like the audio listeners. But if you listen to that, anybody listen to it, like download it on Buzzsprout or like Apple, Google, Spotify, the music on there, like the introduction, like my podcast introduction, he did the music, and that's like all the music, like jazz and stuff. So when y'all hear it, that's him. I thought I had, hold on, I might be able to play it though. Let me see if I can play it. Why?
Don't play it.
Or you don't want nobody to hear your music?
I mean, they can hear it, but
okay.
don't play it.
Y'all hear it on there. He said don't play it. So all right, so Glenn E said solutions should be the next topic.
Solutions.
I agree. What are the solutions? Are you gonna be here next week, Glenn E? And solutions to solutions to what? Couples not taking or men and women not taking accountability, or just solutions in relationships, period. Because I gotta kind of word this stuff a certain way. He spelled your name right.
Who was it?
No, that was the guy, Glenn E.
Oh,
Or Glenn. Yeah, Glenn.
Glenn had some great points, man. Like he did.
He did. And I agree. Glenn did have some good points, but I agree too, man, that he did both sides. He was not one-sided. He did have
wasn't
both.
one-sided, and I liked it though.
Yeah, that's good. He said that's another 3-hour. It is another 3-hour conversation. Like
man, that was major though, seriously. Because I mean, a lot of times, like men just like, I don't know, like a lot of men they don't really think about it. You know what I'm saying? He was really thinking about it, like when and saying stuff that was like really mattered. So that was major.
But I think he has a lot of experience too. He said he's been married twice, so you get more experience. Especially he's 49, so he has a lot more experience too, and wisdom. And so I think younger men or women need to, or men, kind of need that wisdom.
And he said he was a Muslim too.
Why you say that?
That was kind of.
But yeah, but that's
because
why
some Muslim men are different. You know what I'm saying? Like I got some friends who are Muslim, and they like real uptight. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
You don't think they Muslims?
Like they real uptight with their family and stuff. Like they don't really let the woman, like they don't let the woman kind of, I don't know, a little bit. It's just different. Like they don't really let their woman talk a lot.
They control them, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones I know. Some of them I don't know.
But I always said one thing about Muslims, where I've always thought is that they have good points of view because they have a good structure. And that I believe, seriously.
Sure, you say that every time.
I'm just telling you what I say. I know. But that's the reason why I think, usually, but this is my thing with Christian men though, right? It's because how can Muslims, right, have all this structure and knowledge and wisdom, but we are Christians and we don't have the same thing, yet our Bible teaches us the same exact stuff. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference between why Christian men are not the same way is what I wanted to know. Because I know women, some Christian women, they may even marry a Muslim. And I know that's pretty much right. I know some women who have dated Muslims, but they were not the same thing. And because they did date them, you know what I'm saying? It's like a clash there. However, but they dated them because they said, listen, my Christian husband didn't provide me with the leadership I needed. They didn't provide me with that structure. They didn't want to teach me the word. They didn't want to, they were stronger. And so when most women, I think, deviate is because they're looking for that type of leadership. So that's one good thing I can say. Oh, you said your wife uses that word a lot, structure. Yeah, structure is important. It's a foundation. Like, man, you're a carpenter, right? You build things. If the foundation is not good, is the house gonna land? Is the house gonna stay up? It's no way. So structure is important because if the house and everything that is built on is not solid, if you don't have a solid foundation, it's gonna fail. It's gonna fall. And so that's why I be pushing, like, let's get the foundation right first. The foundation is understanding our roles in Christ, because this is my platform, and this is who I believe in. This is who we believe in. So that's the foundation. If you get that foundation, you're going to be good. Not saying you won't have problems, but the foundation matters. The structure of things matters. That's the only way it's going to work. Okay.
That's right up, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, but I just don't know. I mean, it's the for me, it's just the way the women rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Right.
all that is good. Like, all that is great. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's like some women you gotta really sit down and think about the way things are going with them. They just act, they just do differently. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Than what the man be doing. The man trying to teach them, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, for me, I mean, this the biggest disagreement me and my wife have, I think, is the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I feel like it takes more to get the kids together than what she feel like is together.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you're supposed to teach boys like kind of like girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. Like, I like you to be able to sit back and let me deal with them.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like all that. Oh, mama, can we do this? Can we
Well,
do
I'm
that?
still a
Like,
woman. I can't help that I'm gonna have that soft part. I be telling you that, man. I can't help that. I be trying, but that's why you here. You can do the, the authoritative stuff.
I mean, for the most part, I try to keep the boys together. I mean, that's just what I do. I mean, but
Okay.
I try to teach them to do different. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You do. Tony, you said because their family holds them accountable. You can't divorce your husband; they will disown you. Yeah, that makes sense. But that's what I'm saying. I agree. Most families don't hold anybody accountable. They will agree with you even if you're wrong, and that's what we got to stop doing. Whoever, no, it don't matter who it is. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's just what it should be. It shouldn't be because that's my family, I'm going to agree with you, because you're actually doing that person more harm than you are good, because you're not giving them an understanding. You need to be more like, listen, it ain't about taking sides. It's about what is right to do. What is right to do. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. You agree? Okay. That's all. Okay, y'all. That's all. I guess that's all we got today. That's all I got. I'm tired. I've been sitting here with these headphones on for 3 hours. I'm tired.
You don't have to put them on.
No, I can't hear. I have to hear myself, and it just feel weird. See, it feels so weird when I'm not on it.
But
It feel like I'm not in the show.
you in there. You in there.
That's why you have the headphones on. Okay. Oh, that was the last comment we got. Okay. I think we should pick it up with solutions next week. What you think? No, don't do solutions next week. What we doing next week then?
Another. Let me pick up. Let me start picking up. Let's talk about that.
Let you start picking up what?
Yeah, I pick up some stuff.
Okay, Tony. Thanks for joining every week. Oh no, Tony wanted to talk about the airplane lady.
What about the airplane
Lady who threw the who was beating her husband on the airplane.
Wow, man.
He's like, see, these women
That's
aggressive.
sad. Like,
Women be beating up men, putting them in they be doing domestic violence on them nowadays.
yeah. I got a friend who I mean, he don't really stand up to his woman. She be stepping all over him, man. I'm talking about bad. So
Yeah, that's what I said.
I kind of like feel bad for him though, you know. because he's a
You
good
shouldn't be letting
dude.
him beat on her though, hitting on him and stuff. That's just too much. You don't do that.
He just,
Why would you even think that's okay?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's a lot of women who they do it. It's a lot of them. Check. You
Yes.
can't be doing two things. You know that?
What?
Like that's what you doing.
Oh, I was shaking off.
That ain't okay.
Like,
See what I'm saying?
ain't nobody even on here no more. So we might as well, you know. That's what I'm telling you.
There's somebody on here too. People.
Right, babe. We don't need to run a whole show with 2 people on here.
Okay.
Who's the 2 people on here?
Let's see.
I'm just saying we don't need to run the show with 2 people on here. It's okay.
We're gonna get on it. We're gonna get on this boy and talk about some other stuff.
No, babe. Listen. We've been 3 hours, man. You wanted to take the podcast over and go?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it
at
over
this
for the rest
point,
of the day.
hot. I'm hot. Y'all about to get the raw deal, okay?
We're
Raw
gonna,
deal, Holyfield.
we're gonna be the real.
Who's on here? Who's the 2 people on here? I wish you could see. Oh, baby. 3 viewers now. Oh, I didn't know I could see this right here. Look, hey. All on my page. But I can't see who it is. Who's on with us? Who's the 3 viewers on here? Oh, okay, that's Ebony. Okay, hey girl, hey. Oh,
You the only person.
you not hot. You is hot. I see you sweating. All this doggone light and stuff is on. Okay, guys. Babe, can we end this now? Come on, now you're doing something.
No, we're just gonna keep on talking. What we gonna talk about? What I want to talk about is. Oh yeah.
No,
that's the mainly thing.
No, we know I'll be mainly.
That's the main thing. Come on.
Okay. Here you go, guys.
See?
I have a great book for you guys. It's called Understanding Love, Marriage Still a Great Idea by Dr. Miles Monroe. So this is a good book to get, okay? If you're single, divorced, looking for love again, get this book. You know, so it's a really good book. Just wanted to tell y'all that. Okay, we're about to get out of here, guys. But thank you so much for joining this episode 8 of Heart of the Matter podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to also check out the audio version on like Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever podcasts are. And we're going to be back next week with more good topics for you guys. So I appreciate you guys for sticking in here with us. 3 hours. That is a long time. And I thank you for my my honoring my guest co-host who was on this time. But all right, y'all. We out of here, right? Maybe out of here. All right, see y'all. All right. Good night, guys. Bye. Oh, tell your brother you'll be waiting. Oh, okay. You'll be waiting. All right. We'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.